Musicals. I'm Esme.
And I'm Nell.
And today we are going to be doing our much anticipated, much talked about end of year review. We did one attempt, but were rudely interrupted.
We were at the end of buying Hadestown tickets.
Yeah.
And we did buy them.
We do have Hadestown tickets for the time that they're in.
Not saying any names.
Well, no, it's a group of 5 of them. We're there for the OBC.
Yeah, and very excited to see.
My Taylor record's still attached. I thought she might collapse again.
You think she might kill herself?
She did it the first time. No, I'm basically saying, when it was announced that the principals of the original Broadway cast would be coming over and doing it in London for a short time, my Taylor Swift Red CD fell off my bookshelf. My signed Taylor Swift Red TV CD, that's a mouthful to say, fell off my bookshelf, shattered everywhere, and there's now like a crack in it, in the spine. Do with that information what you will.
That was divine intervention.
It was Red Arrow Taylor, like, throwing a fit. We are in person today.
Yeah, we're actually sat next to each other. This is the first time we've ever met in real life. We didn't know each other before this. Esme actually put out an ad on a Fiverr. I was like, I need a podcast host.
Yeah, I need a little freak who's obsessed with Phantom.
Don't call me a freak.
Bitch, you
excuse me.
What were you just talking about? We were having many different conversations.
I just want to say, when doing the only work I ever do for this podcast, which is 1, tweeting because something funny was happening to us, and 2, making the tier list for this episode.
Yeah.
Esme watched me have to make and load in 4 separate versions of Hadestown for the 4 times she's seen it this year. And I want to let you know, she had never seen it, ever, had no interest in it, until the end of March.
We're going to talk about it. No, it's a bit earlier than that I got, but my interest was peaked.
We saw it in, on the 27th of March.
We saw it on the 27th of March.
You were not significantly interested in it until the 20th.
We're literally going to talk about it in probably a couple of minutes. But the one big piece of news is Hadestown original Broadway principals coming over to the West End and doing a 5-week run. We have tickets.
It's because they're filming. They've not said it's because they're filming, but it's because they're filming it. It's cheap to film
to film over here. Why else would they be doing it?
I think it'll be interesting if this... Because again, this is one of those things where I remember this happening. I have no actual proof it did.
Yeah.
But when the Hamilton recording, Pro Shop came out, people were like, "Why isn't you're saying this is the original Broadway cast? Why isn't the ensemble the original Broadway cast? This is kind of rude."
At that point, it's pedantics for the normies, though.
Yeah, because with the cast recording out, the main voices.
And I'm not saying they're not talented if they're in the ensemble of Hamilton and don't deserve recognition. I'm just saying, from a marketing perspective, for the vast general public, it's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Interested to see if something similar will happen if this is a Pro Shop recording thing, which it likely is, because why all 5 otherwise? But because the Fates won't be the original Broadway Fates.
Oh my god, yeah, we're gonna have Ali Daniel, Bella Brown. I saw her as Eurydice once.
She's good.
She's amazing. And I cannot remember they've got a new one because it used to be the girl who's now playing Eurydice full time.
Yeah.
She's again another star. Big fans of these people, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, love Hadestown. But it will be the British Fates.
I love how catty they are with the British accents.
Yeah. I love Ali Daniels. It's kind of my thing. I just fucking love Ali Daniels.
Yeah, I got into an embarrassing conversation this year, actually.
And then it'll be the, American principals, I guess, is the best way to put it. And then the, British UK cast.
The British workers as well. So it'll be the Fates of the workers.
And, you can't call them an orchestra, because they're not an orchestra. The band. Will be British.
But they don't talk. They just get pointed out.
They get their names spoken out, though, which no one else does.
Yeah.
Which is very fun. We love it.
I'm Amber Grace.
We're very excited.
We've just been saying song titles to each other. We've already done Amber Grace on the underground and been like, yes, we're going to see that. You're going to see How Long.
Oh my god, I love How Long so much.
I'm finally going to hear Flowers.
Again, 4 Hadestowns.
No, I think that recording of Flowers is one of the greatest recorded songs of all time.
Yeah.
Generally, that is just a top song for me.
It's one of those things of the recording is very good.
Yes.
And I think it will be so much better to hear it live.
Well, it's a show that deserves to be live. That's what the live recording. They can't also call this the Pro Shot live from London because they've already used that.
Live on stage. That's what it'll be. It'll be Hadestown live on stage.
But yeah, that's the only reason why they're doing this. It was
probably. I think technically we can't say, like, this is the reason. But probably it's because they're doing a pro shot.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
This would be the only reason that makes sense for all 5 of them.
Yeah.
Especially if it's still going to be running on Broadway and on the West End after they leave.
Yeah.
Because why else would it be happening?
Yeah.
Because it's not even like it's closing and it's like, oh yeah, we're just bringing back the originals.
It's literally for 5 weeks randomly in the middle.
5 weeks in the middle of, like, February, which is, like, a dead time for theatre sales normally.
Yeah, it's, I mean, marketing-wise, it's incredible.
Okay, we
spent 3 hours in a queue.
I went to go meet Nell, just down the road, just at the shop, and I was like, I'm not worried, because we haven't moved in, like, an hour. I literally sent her a text being like, we ain't getting tickets for this. And then, I don't think they were letting anyone in for a while.
Yeah. But yeah, Hadestown, big news.
Sarah Hyland going into Gatsby.
Yeah. Very excited.
That's good.
Lightning Thief Extended. I've got to do this all from memory now.
Yeah, Lightning Thief Extended. Apparently it's very American, like the American accents are a bit... We have a friend who went to go see it, so this is her review.
My friend went to go see it before. Okay. Which we also talked about on this podcast.
Yes.
So...
Well, no, it's just because I had a written statement from our friend.
They've got a Megamix. We knew that. But...
Doubtfire had a Megamix.
Did it actually?
Yeah, and I turned to Toby and I went, Toby, no, Freak needs a Megamix. He was like, yeah.
I hope they add a Hadestown Megamix, just for the original Broadway cast. I hope we do get a Megamix at the end of this.
Again, I like the idea of a Comet Megamix.
I think they should have a Comet Megamix.
But with that to say, I've got a lot of chatting to do.
Trying to think of anything else. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof opened.
Mixed reviews.
Great Comet opened, we saw it, very good.
We're going to talk about
it. We'll talk about it properly. But good reviews.
Good reviews.
Fuck anyone who said anything bad about the set. The set was great.
The set also wasn't...
The set doesn't exist, but...
It wasn't minimal, though.
It's more so that when I think of, like, set, I'm thinking of things.
It wasn't set with a capital S.
Yeah, but there was something on that stage.
There was stuff going on that stage.
Stuff was happening on that stage. Because it's like, you think of the Next to Normal set.
Yes.
And you're like, there is a set there is a house.
You also can't, like the confetti falling from the sky.
The bears.
But then the ring.
You would argue props.
The ring, though.
That's set.
And then the pole.
A weird handle.
Oh god, the balcony? We're not going to be able to see the balcony, though. We see Hadestown.
I'll live.
Yeah, we know what happens on there. We can imagine.
We've seen it. I do love Patrick Page and Amber Gray.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm going to be doing that weird thing where I'm going to duck around and see it.
We've already decided who's getting what seat.
Esme's getting the aisle so she can run out.
It's a joke.
But I know theatre etiquette, so I won't be leaving.
No, we all have best behaviour because, you know, me and Toby were talking about this. We're always worried whenever we're in a theatre that one of our old theatre teachers is going to be there and tell us off if we don't act right.
Fair.
And I'm still kind of scared of him. He's a lovely guy, but I'm still kind of scared of him. Anyway.
I'm trying to think if there's any other news that
Any other housekeeping things. This is the last episode of the year. We're taking 2 weeks off.
I don't think we actually have one.
We don't.
We have one for February.
We could do Hadestown and re-up that.
We can't. No, we can't do another Hadestown until we've seen the OBC.
No, we'll do another Hadestown after we've seen the OBC.
I think we'll do it on the year anniversary of when we did the last Hadestown.
Yeah, around the 15th.
There's certainly not any other shows that we're doing again.
Yeah, next year, guys, we're also going to do some, we're going to redo some stuff, because too many people still stream Hamilton, and every time I go, please don't do that.
Please don't. No, we literally have nothing for January.
No. I remember throwing one out.
I have a list. Let's do Anne Juliet as our first episode back.
I could go see that in January.
We could do Tick Tick Boom.
We could.
That's quite New Year's.
I'd be down to do Tick Tick Boom.
Let's do Tick Tick Boom.
This is how we make decisions.
What week's our first week back?
So we're taking 2 weeks off to the 6th, yeah. Yeah, we will be returning to your ears on the 6th.
Tick Tick. With Tick Tick Boom.
With Tick Tick Boom and all of our mentalness.
Maybe I should, watch it.
Yeah, you could probably just wait it again.
Probably. I usually do. Right, we'll figure out everything else after that.
So should we get into it? I've got a lot of yamming to do about Hadestown.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there is a single other piece of news that we've even vaguely mentioned.
Because I do remember thinking when it was announced that Eva Nomazana was leaving not Hadestown, brains got off the shitter, I was like, interesting that this was
Gatsby a bit.
That this was announced at it was like a Friday evening.
Yeah.
And it was announced, and I remember thinking, interesting. And then I was too hungover to think anymore. So just went on with my life. So that's when I saw the Sweaty Oracle rumour, I was like, holy fucking shit, this is actually probably true.
We literally saw the rumour by best guy on the internet, Sweaty Oracle. Yeah. When we were both home, I actually got the video and I was about to send it to you, and then you sent it to me.
You could tell immediately by my message.
I literally just got Esme sending you a photo, and she's just sent me this video.
I see the message that I sent.
It came through a second later. I was like,
were you like, oh yeah, this is definitely what this is about.
This is that. But
it's crazy how fast that rumour went around. And everyone was just like, yeah, this makes sense.
It was also, the thing was, when he was, because the original rumour was 4, and it just wasn't Andre de Shields.
Yeah.
It was the other 4. I was like, okay, this is just an interesting marketing thing.
Yes, to get them through the slow months.
Because this is slow, it's not got that same,
prestige factor that it does in America.
On Broadway, it is this is Hadestown from Broadway. And they just released the album, but it's still kind of,
it's doing well here, but it's not the sellout cultural hit that it was on Broadway.
And then it was actually announced.
And you just texted me, it's happening.
It's because they put out a video which was... You remember those, Redbubble shirts?
No, I sent you that TikTok. Because I woke up and I was like, why else would they be posting it at 2 a.m? This is America time.
Yeah.
Because I had taken a sleeping pill.
Icon.
And then I saw the Sweaty Oracle video, that's why that message was so weird. I still might do both those things.
Wicked for Good?
Yes, Wicked 2 is called Wicked for Good. I'm going to stop my eyes out at that.
Still not seen Wicked 1. I need to go.
You need to do that. Next year we're also probably... I think we should do an episode on both Wicked parts when they're both out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have a lot of thoughts.
Let's start penciling in November next year, when we have 1 week of January figured out.
We have done that before, though. Yeah. How long did we have Love Never Dies penciled in?
About a year.
Yeah. We had Love Never Dies penciled in.
Love Never Dies was penciled in a year in advance because I knew I wanted to do it. What am I going to do for my birthday this year?
I thought you said Goosebumps.
No.
Okay.
Goosebumps is too Halloween-y.
Okay. There's another Phantom thing that you were like, I want to do this.
Goosebumps is kind of Phantom-y.
I don't know what
I should do the other Phantom music.
Yeah, really. I don't know what... That played at the Shaftesbury, actually.
Yeah.
They have all the posters as you're going up.
I should do the 2004 film.
We could.
But I've never seen it.
Have you not?
No. My sister's watched it, but I've never seen it.
Your sister on?
No. She's not coming near this thing.
Anyways, we're going to get into it. So, we are actually starting with last year.
We both start on the 27th of December 2023.
Yeah. Because we divvy this up based on when was the last time we talked about the shows we saw on here.
Yeah. Which, the reality is, last week. Looking at yours is so funny.
I'm just waiting for a text from my friend being like, Esme, what the fuck?
Yeah. I think your one last year was funnier because you had a list of something 20 individual visits, but it was actually only about 10 shows.
Because I just saw Oklahoma 3 times in one summer.
Yeah. Which somehow came off worse than Hadestown 4 times. I think because Oklahoma was a limited run.
Oklahoma was a limited run and it's Oklahoma the musical, which I didn't care about at all. I mean, we'll talk about my long history with Hadestown because I realised we have a long history.
Yeah. Alright. Do you want to start?
Yes. Time Traveler's Wife. It was the show I saw. Because I have your computer. Okay. I think I'm going to put it in... B tier. No, not B tier. C tier.
I'm getting on my mezzanine so I can double check what I'm saying.
Yeah, make sure you're... Sorry, I've just seen all the Hadestown.
Isn't it funny? It was funny when I had to put it in because I had to put it in 4 individual times.
And the next novels.
What did my sister just send me?
So, Time Traveler's Wife. It is based on a book, I believe. I won it on Theatre Roulette and I took my sisters and my uncle and my dad. My uncle Mark, I'm gonna out him here, and he probably doesn't care. He's a fucking snob when it comes to musicals. He likes 2. The Sound of Music.
This is the second time this week you've called someone a snob in relation to their views on musicals.
Yes, and both of them would be self-admitted. Shout out Martha.
Love you, Martha. Met you once, twice.
She's gonna have some questions for me when she opens that message. It's based on that, and apparently my dad's read the book. Before, when we were on our way, my sister went, "Is there going to be singing?" And I went, "Yes, Finty, this is a musical. I don't know what to tell you." It was fine. I can't say it was good. Like, there were parts of it that were really good. There was one song in particular called Journeyman, and I don't want to dunk on it too much because it closed early, and I do feel bad because everyone in the cast was actually really talented.
Yeah.
Especially the women playing Claire, Joanna Woodward?
You have the program.
I have the program in my hand. I'm pretty sure I'm 90% sure that's her name. And she's now, like, Ula in the producers. That's probably going to transfer, Ula, producers. I'm going to see if it transfers. I'm just not fighting it out.
I forgot the thing with the Hadestown thing. That yes, it is technically returns.
Yes.
Because that's why it's a revival.
Yes.
These guys are also the original London cast when you think about it.
Yes, they're London but not West End.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's purely because I saw this and I got really excited.
You should see the one that Kara sent me.
I love Archer the Shields.
Nell's on Instagram. And there's this, Joanna Woodward is very good at it and she carries a lot of the show.
2 years apart. 2 years apart.
Fuck. Stop saying that. She carries a lot of the show and there's, like, Journeyman, the Act 2 opener is really good because it also gets into the complexity of the reality of Henry's situation. He time travels around his life, and it means that he, like, is very absent from his actual, like, present time life because he's always about the place, if that makes sense. So it has, like, a very big impact, and the staging is so cool because they do a lot of, like, physical theatre, like, they're lifting him up, and they're, like, dragging him around, and there's, like, this projection on the back of the screen, and it just goes back to being very much, like, a slice of life musical, and I was like, can we go back to that, please? Can we go back to, like, the realities?
Can we circle back round?
But yeah, I don't really want to dunk on it too much because it did close early.
It's one of those shows that I think I would have enjoyed if I'd seen it, but I'm not, like, devastated that I never went.
And there was a child in it, and my sisters were like, I didn't like the child.
To be fair, that is exactly what we said about Bake Off last year.
Yeah, very similar vibes.
That
very similar vibes, actually.
No offense to the kids.
The kids. They are very, like,
very talented. But just didn't like them.
Often I just find they're a bit unnecessary because they get, like, trotted out.
Yeah.
And then, like, trotted back. If that makes sense. It's like, we could have done this without the kid, but yeah, we have to include the kid for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the Time Traveler's Wife. It was fine.
Beta?
I put it in C.
Did you?
Yeah. I've seen a lot this year. I've got to be decided.
I know.
There's one show in here that I think if you'd have told me when I was, like, a teenager that I was going to put it in B tier or C tier.
This one?
Yeah. I think she would have, like, murdered someone. Probably herself. I'm so glad I'm home alone right now.
Okay, girl, don't worry.
Well,
my first one, much shorter list. It's been a rough year for me financially. Fuck you, TGI Fridays. My first one, also from the 27th of December 2023, ballet. This is kind of hard to place.
Yeah.
Because it was really good. But also, it was just a ballet. Just a ballet sounds rude.
Yeah.
The other thing I should mention is on my mezzanine this year, I realised this today, everything I've seen in 2024, I've not rated a single thing under 5 stars.
Yeah.
So this is going to be kind of hard to put in a tier list. I think I'm going to put it in B.
Okay.
A pretty, like, centre one.
Yeah.
It was good. It was really fun to watch. I love ballet. I love the Nutcracker. I love Christmas, I guess.
I love the spirit of Christmas.
I love the spirit of Christmas. It was really fun.
Yeah.
But considering this is a podcast about musicals...
Yes.
I think I saw better things.
Interesting.
There's not a ton to say on it. Like, I think the set was beautiful.
It's the Nutcracker. You know what you're getting.
Like, it is a gorgeous thing to go see. But it's also a ballet.
Yeah, there has just been one piece of news that's just happened. That's why I just went interesting. Stuff is being recorded for PBS.
Incredible.
Makes sense, though. You know, stuff sometimes makes me cry. I'm just, like, really, like...
really feminist.
Like, no, really convinced we're all gonna die.
I actually only get that when I'm, like, in London.
Really?
When I'm back home, I, like, lay in my room in London, I'm like, oh my god, if we, like, go to war, we'd be in a nuclear attack.
I'm so convinced, like, we're all gonna die under this new, like, right-wing agenda that's spreading worldwide. And then I listen to stuff and be like, well, the women eventually got the rights to vote, so change can happen.
That's me with Hadestown.
No, if I'm listening to Hadestown, it's similar vibe, like, someday it will change.
Yeah. You know,
but, like,
I'm screaming along with Donald Finn.
I'm going if it's true, Donald. If it's true.
If it's true what they say, I'll be on my way.
Okay.
Let's just do a dramatic reading. That's our first episode back.
It's just me going, so Donald Finn did this really interesting to
Do you remember in high school, after we saw Blood Brothers, and we had to go sit in a circle and read Blood Brothers?
That was weird.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Let's do Hadestown.
I can recruit 2 people to come.
We have to popcorn it.
Yeah.
All right.
That audience is going to be electric, though.
Oh my god. That's kind of why I want to go.
The energy in the room will be very, very good.
The second we're queuing up...
The energy is going to be electric.
Yeah. We're going to be having fun.
We're going to... here's the thing. I know I'm going to have fun because I do love Hadestown, but it's not going to be
We'll be a little bit tipsy.
Yeah, we're going to be day drunk.
We'll be having... No. You know what? Yeah. Let's do a 1-day trip to London from unis.
Yeah.
Hadestown OBC, go home.
It's not going to be my favourite time that I've seen it. I know that.
Absolutely not.
Because nothing will be the first time I saw it. Nothing ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Not even...
I'll explain why when we get there.
Okay. Well, speaking of, what's your next one?
Hamlet. Same as you, actually. We saw it together. Hamlet, we won on Theatre Roulette. I did a lot of Theatre Roulette this year. I think it's fun. It's just kind of a bit of chaos into your life. It's got me to see some shows I would never have seen.
As we'll get to at the end.
Yes, last night. What did I do last night? Not the worst thing I've seen on that stage.
You said.
It was a high bar, though. I've seen some real shit on that stage.
We
I
love
do
the
believe in
Shaftesbury.
fairies. I do. No, I'm not talking about
and
Juliet. Cool. I remember enjoying it at the time. I really liked the book. Over there, actually. I really enjoyed the book. I can't say I've thought about it much since.
I think that might just be from the fact it's a play.
Yeah.
And it's not
I really did like the way it was directed, the movement in it. I felt like it moved very nicely, if that makes sense. Because they did a lot of physical stuff, with the babies and the...
Yeah. It felt very whimsical, which I think was the vibe they were going for.
Yes.
I'm kind of just putting in my review with you as well.
Yeah, no,
we saw this
when
together.
we see stuff together.
You know. Unless we have very different opinions, but
I don't think we do more than anything.
No. Yeah. It was good.
Yeah.
I think it was just... I remember saying to you in the interval, half joking, I was like, we've just seen so many musicals that, when they're talking to each other, I'm like, when are these guys going to sing?
And there was music played.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it was live.
I'm a big Shakespeare fan, so I liked the kind of Hamlet stuff. It was a very interesting look at, grief.
Yes.
And family life.
Yes.
The way they did, Successful Man.
Yeah.
Leaves. All of the... it was really interesting.
It was.
It was engaging to watch.
I was never bored.
Yeah.
Which I can't say for some of these shows.
Yeah. But it was also just... It was fine.
Yes! I can't...
I
can't put it any higher than B. C, I'm afraid. I think I would have put it B, to be nice.
I think I gave it 3.5 stars when I saw it.
Yeah.
Which I feel still tracks.
That feels right. Actually, so I'm going to put it in C. C isn't shows I hate, if that makes sense.
See, my thing is as well, I give a Nutcracker 5 stars. But, I'm not going to give 3 stars to a ballet and be let me critique this.
You also don't know enough about ballet to effectively critique it.
I think one of the reasons I gave Hamlet lower stars was because I know it was intentional and it was what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
But the dialogue was really weird.
Oh, yes.
It was
half Shakespearean, half modern, I want to say.
And it was, clunky.
Yes.
And I get why they did it. It made complete sense. There was never a point where I wasn't, tracking what they were saying. It wasn't I was sitting there, what are they doing? What's happening right now?
Yeah.
I understood it all. It just felt really disconnected.
Yes.
Which, again, I'm torn because I think that was what they wanted.
Yeah.
What it was trying to do.
Yeah.
But it was just annoying to watch.
Yeah, the book's not written like that, I don't think. I can't.
I've not read the book.
As I recall. I read it 2 years ago now?
I know my mum didn't like it because she liked the book. That was my, knowledge
the
going
story is very, very, very similar to the book. I mean, it's a fabricated... If you don't know what Hamlet is, it's a fabricated story based on the life of Shakespeare's wife, Angus, not Anne Hathaway. There's a note at the back basically saying her name's written down 3 times in history, twice as Angus, once as Anne.
Yeah. I think it was also, the whole concept of names.
Yeah.
This might just be a time because it has been a year since I've, seen it and talked about it at all. But I kind of don't feel like that was talked about enough. Because obviously the point of Hamnet is that it's
so similar to Hamlet.
Yeah, and Hamnet is their son that dies. And then he writes a play called Hamlet. And they're like taking little bits from the play Hamlet, where it's like, oh fuck, wait, he actually did care about his son's death.
Yeah, because...
Oh my god.
Because they also never say William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
We're all just like, yeah, we know who that is.
We know who this guy is.
He's on the flag outside Drury Lane.
Like, we've seen him. It was very... I think there was a lot of conscious choices made that made it very interesting.
Yes.
And yet, somehow, none of it has stuck.
All I remember
until I'm right now, consciously thinking about it.
If I think about it, all I can see is, when Anne was pregnant, how they do the montages with the fabric. That's all that stuck with me as, an image.
I think the bit at the end with the stage,
I do remember this, the set evolving in a really nice way.
Yeah. The kids, when the twins...
Yeah, because Hamlet was a twin.
Yeah, and they're the idea of, we were so similar... We could trick death.
Yes.
And then they do.
Yes.
It was very... I think this is the thing, when I'm talking about it, I did really like it. But none of it has stuck with me. I don't think about it in my day-to-day life.
The worst thing something could be, in my opinion, is boring.
I don't think it was boring.
No, I'm just saying generally. I'm going to get to that. I want to get to the boring stuff.
Yeah, we know. I would put this...
Yeah.
I think, C as well. It was fine.
Yeah. Okay, it's time for the monster on the hill. The woman of the hour. Hadestown. So, okay. Let's explain where I was going into this viewing, because I think it explains why it became what it became for me. I think it's Be More Chill is the episode where we're talking and you go, and then everyone got really into Hadestown, and I was like,
probably.
And I was like, yeah, they did, but we didn't. Because you were too busy on the Beetlejuice Best Musical of All Time train.
I stand by it.
That's all right. I was listening to rock musicals like it was the early 2000s.
And they went through a rock phase in about 2019.
I was like, next to...
Bad things were happening
I was like,
in 2019.
I was like, next to Normal, Spring Awakening. That was the kind of stuff I was, listening to on the daily. And so I remember it... The first time I was aware of it was when it was on the National, obviously.
See, I wasn't aware of it then. I have no memory.
Again, because I've been following Eva Nobizada's career since Miss Saigon. Because again, I also got into Miss Saigon when everyone was getting into Les Mis.
And now look at you.
I will go see the tour of Miss Saigon next year. I was talking about it with Martha. I think I have to. And she's like, yeah, I'll go see that. It's a mega musical. I love mega musicals. Yeah, and so I was aware of it, and I remember listening to their live album, but again, I was a child. I was a teenager. But it didn't really compute in my brain what it was about. And then I remember opening on Broadway, and I remember the drops of how it all came out.
See, I have a very strong memory of us at Sports Day.
Yep. That's
in 2019.
That's how,
our Sports Day.
We were childs.
Yeah. And... waiting for the Wait For Me reprise drop.
Well, yes, because that clip went...
Yes, I know. It's gonna be torture for our younger selves. I remember the trend, I want to say it was more in lockdown than in 2019. It's gonna be a year later.
But I also...
Of the people, holding...
Yeah,
I remember Jordan Fisher doing it very fondly.
Yeah. No, but, I remember it becoming a big thing.
Yeah.
And I remember listening... I remember being like, oh, when the album comes out, I'm going to become obsessed with it. And that was my expectation. And then I remember listening to the album all the way through. I don't know if I made it all the way through, because I was on a car ride with, my sisters and my mum and someone else and a family friend. And so I wasn't able to actually listen to it. And it just went on my playlist. And then I never really spent much time with it. And I was like... And then I was like, oh, yeah, I get it. It's all 50s Eurydice, they're, poor, and Hades is rich, and it's all about poor versus rich, as a simplistic, as a 14-year-old's brain only can comprehend these ideas. And then I just never listened to it.
Can I just say, I think, because I, never listened to Hadestown. I listened to the Wait For Me reprise drop.
Yeah.
I knew it existed.
Yep.
And then I moved on.
Yes.
I never listened to it.
I think I probably, before this year, had listened to it all the way through maybe once.
Never had.
And I really struggled with that album until... And then...
But I think the way that you listened to Hadestown with how I listened to Great Comet for a really long time, where I was like, yeah, it's War and Peace, I understand it, you know. I get Great Comet.
No, I was
like 14 years old, I was like, I get
Great Comet. And then
like never listened to it. And then I think in lockdown I started listening to it again. I was like, oh my god, Great Comet.
I didn't even go back to it in lockdown. But then in lockdown I also got back into reading. I obviously Song of Achilles is massive, Circe is massive, Percy Jackson is massive.
You've never read Percy Jackson?
Never read Percy Jackson.
Put some respect on his name.
No, I'm just saying.
I've read Percy Jackson.
I'm just saying, Greek mythology stories were massive.
Yeah.
And then like, my friend did classics, and so he would try, Toby did classics. He would try and explain to me Greek mythology, and my brain would just switch off. So then it became, I just don't like Greek mythology. Which is also really stupid, because I know it's the basis of every single story ever, because he's told me it is. And then we started doing the podcast, and it became...
Worst mistake of our life.
It became the monster on the hill Hadestown, because it's such a big touchstone almost now.
I can pretty much guarantee, if I took the time to load up the doc,
yeah,
I just show my friend the doc, and it was when the pages kept loading, she was like, "What is wrong with you guys?"
It's more me.
Yeah, I was like, I don't open this document
unless I have to. This is not my domain.
This is not me. I operate the Twitter and the tier lists.
You do the teas.
Yeah, I should make a Tumblr.
I forget the Tumblr's still kicking.
It is. I don't use it anymore on my personal one. I think all my friends on there think I'm dead, but what can you do?
You're alright.
But yeah, I can guarantee if I open up in that first section, which was the first bit we wrote down.
Yeah.
I can guarantee Hadestown is in there.
It's in there.
We were like, Hadestown is a musical that is part of this pipeline somewhere along the way.
It has to be, because we were aware at the time.
We put it with Mean Girls.
Yes.
We had the big four, and then the ones under it.
And I stand...
Mean Girls, Hadestown.
I stand by that to an extent. So we were aware of it as like a cultural moment, but we just weren't in it, if that makes sense. And then
because it was like Mean Girls, Hadestown, Beetlejuice, and you went to Mean Girls, I went to Beetlejuice, and we just both skipped Hadestown.
We just both skipped Hadestown. And then from those points, we then got into completely other
random... then you get weird.
And then you just get like weird and niche. You're
like Alice by Heart, like Everlasting.
Duncan Sheik is the greatest thing to ever happen to musical theatre. So that's basically what happened. And then when I was doing the podcast and doing like the research for it, like I just got really curious about how I feel about Hadestown, and I knew it was coming to London. So I was just kind of like, we'll go see it, or we'll just go see it and then do an episode about it or whatever. And then it was when we were doing Great Comet that I was telling you, like, fuck, I really want to see a Rachel Chavkin production, like, on stage. Because we're never seeing Great Comet. Is it? Yeah. I knew it.
Big four, and then outside shows. Music's Great Comet, Waitress, Falsettos, Beetlejuice, Hadestown, Mean Girls, Anastasia, Bouncedown, SpongeBob, Shrek, Legally Blonde, Disney in general, Bring It On, Come From Away, Onto This Island,
In the Heights,
and Prop. And then you see what we got into.
Literally.
The band's visit drama.
We're never talking about that. And then I remember being like, I really want to see a Rachel Chavkin show, and we're never seeing Great Comet. Like, Great Comet's never coming here.
It's like
never coming here. So and Hadestown is. So we'll just go see Hadestown. I have a physical copy of Hadestown notes in my drawer, actually.
That scares me.
With my pen markings on. And also at the same time, I do a degree in social policy, which is all about how the world is kind of broken, and we know how to solve it, but we just don't because of political reasons.
And I do politics and international relations,
so
I kind of do the political reasons.
So my brain's developed, and I have a more nuanced way of thinking about the world, and I also think that we're all going to die every so often, and change is never going to happen because all we care about is greed, yada yada yada. And then I remember one last January, actually, when they announced Lola Tongue as Eurydice. I was just so curious. I was bored because I was writing an essay about child poverty and how New Labour almost solved it,
and
then didn't because of the 2008 recession and austerity and the Conservatives. And I was so bored, so I was like, fuck, I'm gonna listen to Hadestown. And many revelations were had that day. One, Flowers is one of the greatest songs ever. But I literally got to Flowers, went, this is great. and this is long, so I'm just gonna kind of skip to wait for the reprise. So I missed, if it's true, I missed Epic 3.
Thank God.
But I listened to Wait for the Reprise, and the line, "See the way the world could be, if she could do it, so can we, if you can do it, so can she, if she can do it, so can we, show the way." Something kind of clicked in the brain a bit. Something went, hang on, there's something quite nuanced happening here, but I can't quite put my finger on it yet. I think I need to see it. And I remember, sitting down to record this with you and going, no, we've actually got to go see this now.
And then for months, we had this debate, because we went because it was your braces show.
Yes!
Which I reminded myself of recently.
So,
after 6 years...
So the entire time so it was also I was also thinking Hadestown's 5-year anniversary is coming up in that spring, and I'd also had my braces on for 5 years, the exact same amount of time that Hadestown had been on Broadway.
You were just so linked and you didn't even know it.
So linked, but I didn't even know it. But no, I also was I'm gonna get my braces off and then go see a show.
And for months we debated what show. And we were like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna like Hadestown. Maybe we should just go see Les Mis, because you love Les Mis.
But then I also got to the point where I was like, we need to see this show. We can't keep talking around it. And also, we can't keep talking around it. I'm really, really curious. And I was also like, I think it's one of those things that you just gotta see. And because I had a friend someone I know, a friend of a friend, we were talking about musicals once, shocker, and they told me that they'd seen it on Broadway, and he was like, something cool happens when Orpheus goes, the set gives out, and that had always stayed with me, and I was like, what's gonna happen then?
And I was like, there's a turntable, and I love turntables.
And so we just bought £20 tickets, and we're like, fuck it, we're going.
Let's just go.
And we also, the second we did that, we were like, we're booking an episode.
Well, we were trying to figure out what to do Hadestown, and I was like, Hadestown is a spring show.
Yeah.
In my mind.
It is.
And it is.
We'll see it again in the spring.
Yeah, it was just under a year.
Just under a year.
I was like, Hadestown's a spring show. It's about new beginnings and such. Let's just pencil it in for the end of March. For early April. Yeah. And we're like, yeah, okay, why not? Surely this won't have any repercussions on us. Yeah. Surely this won't change our lives.
And the entire time we were talking about going to see it once we had tickets, I was like, I really don't want to be burnt like I was in mincemeat.
Yeah, we were literally our expectations were so low.
I was in the back of my head, I was like, I think I'm really gonna like this. Because then the reviews came out of it in London, and they were like, it's really pretentious.
Oh yeah, it's pretentious.
It's like the lyrics are too lofty. It's really pretentious. And I also knew Inez Mitchell solo work because of the Taylor Swift of it all.
Yeah.
And
I went in completely blind.
You went in completely.
I was just following Esme.
I was like, I think we need to go see this. And so, needless to say, when Donald Finn, his Orpheus, went to hell for the first time, I also didn't love it when we were watching it until I was like, this is visually amazing. I don't know if I'm liking the story, because again, I don't think I like Greek mythology. So I was like, it's the Greek mythology thing that's in the way of this. It's visually amazing, the music's amazing, the staging's amazing, all the rest of it's amazing. Then Orpheus goes to hell, wait for me, and the set gave out, and I literally almost fell out of my chair, and I had tears in my eyes, and I turned to you and was like, did you just see that?
Did you just see what happened?
And I knew you were into it, because
when the revolve started off, I leant forward, actually comedically.
They popped out in chant, and
I was kind of leaning back a bit, I was watching it, I was engaged, I liked it. And then the revolve started, and I really, moved in my seat forward to lock in.
You just stayed there the entire time.
And for the rest of it, I was just, hands on my knees.
Because if I had a criticism of Hadestown, it is that it takes a lot of setup.
Yeah.
And then at the interval, we had a really interesting discussion.
Yeah.
You were like, could this be construed as...
Oh, yeah, I was like, is this anti-capitalist or is it anti-communist?
And you also said to me, oh, I don't know if I want to go there, but it is come up to my office, there are papers to be signed.
So.
Is it? And I was like, yeah. No, it is.
The guy next to us, he was really lovely.
Yes!
But he was like, so do you guys study theatre?
Because we were having this really deep conversation.
No, I was like, and the costuming, I could tell
and we were having all these deep discussions.
We were analysing this first act. We were like, so do you guys study theatre?
We were like, no, we're just freaks.
No, we're just weirdos. You were like, no, I do social policy and I do politics and international relations. Actually, not theatre at all.
And then Act 2 happened.
And we were locked in again.
And Flowers started. I knew I liked Flowers. I remember turning to you during Our Lady of the Underground actually going, this is just the perfect Act 2 opener. Because it is.
It is.
like structurally, and also like what the purpose of acting opener is. And then I remember Flowers, sobbing my eyes out because I knew I loved the song Flowers. I think it sounds like an Evermore outtake.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the context of the dead bodies around her. Like the souls of the dead around her.
They were sleeping.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then I heard If It's True. And I just started sobbing my eyes out. And like it was everything I'd been thinking for like 3 months. But I didn't know how to vocalise.
Yeah.
And so I just started sobbing my eyes out. And Donald Finn is so good in the role! You know?
I'm looking at my notes from when we saw it.
Yeah, you took notes.
I did.
He was so
Oh, my keys and strings.
yes,
like
I remember and then like telling you about the turn, but I didn't realise the way it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I thought it was just they were walking on the turntable, he steps off of it, and then she goes round and round down.
No.
But they do it in such a more heartbreaking way. And then we were walking out of it, and you went to me, and I was still crying. And you
were walking down the street, Esme's still sobbing.
I have like mascara
so
running.
Talk about the music.
And I have like mascara running down my eyes. I think you laughed at So It's About Me, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, when he was like,
sing for an old man. You were like, Phantom.
When in Epic 3, when he's like, Hades was king. And the other goes, oh, it's about me. I was like, I think it was very much just like, this isn't just a good show.
Yeah.
This is like the show.
Yeah.
Every single thing works perfectly.
Also, I think for me, what made that first visit so special was it was the right show, perfect time. Perfect show, perfect time.
It was, you know, the phantom obsession was fading. The depression was creeping in. We were writing essays. We were exhausted. We were like, both of us were like, let's give up on this podcast. We can't do it anymore. We walk into the lyric theatre. And it saved us.
Yeah, no, and in a lot of ways, Hadestown did save me this year. I mean, a lot can be said about my relationship with Hadestown.
Yeah.
None of it normal.
I'll move this for you.
Yeah. It's going to get later. Esther, obviously. A lot can be said about my relationship with Hadestown. But I am honestly so glad I saw it knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
Rather than as an idiot 14-year-old or even... Because I almost saw it when it was on Broadway.
It's still on Broadway.
But when I was in New York in 2022, I almost saw it. I considered it for a second being like, yeah, I won the Tony, it's supposed to be good. But again, I'm so glad I waited until I really needed to hear if it's true.
Because I feel like... We'll obviously talk about Great Comet later. But I feel like the thing with Great Comet, the reason it still hit pretty hard was because there was a 7-year gap.
Yes.
Where we were like, we're never going to see this live.
No.
Like, this is what it is. I think if I had gotten into Hadestown in 2019, I don't think I'd love it now.
No, I think I'd have a Hamilton-like relationship with it.
Yeah, I'd be like, I think it's good, but, you know, it's too mainstream.
I would have seen it eventually on the West End. I probably wouldn't have seen it whilst Grace and Donna were in it.
Yeah.
Miss Donna Fitzgerald.
Yeah, it's obviously an S-tier. It's an incredible show. Everything just goes perfectly in it. I love every single cast member.
Yeah.
I love every single song.
It is one of those moments in the theatre, and I mean, the more you see, the more cynical you get. It was one of those moments in the theatre where I was like, this is it.
I was like watching it, I was like, I love musicals.
I was like
once again, I love musicals.
I was like, this is it. You know, when it's done so well, and it's so hard to get that right. And that's not saying I don't love imperfect musicals.
Obviously.
But it's so hard to get it bang on. And it was just... It turned off my brain, and that's actually really hard to think to do, believe it or not. My brain's always going. It's really annoying.
Yeah. S-tier from both of us. S-tier. Possibly the best show in the West End right now.
I would say it is, hands down. I don't know what would be above it.
The most boring show.
The most boring! Max Shetland, come back. Please review the OBC of Hadestown. Please review the OBC of Hadestown.
Please.
I need your takes. Max Shetland, we think of you each day. I think because I saw those in Easter.
Yeah, you got another one in March.
Yeah, March.
Right.
I then saw Les Mis. Now this was supposed to be a family trip to Les Mis. I was in charge of coordinating my sisters going to see The Lion King because they've never sit through Les Mis, and then get everyone else to Les Mis, and it's hard getting not big group, but 5 adults to Les Mis. Les Mis is a classic. What else can I say about it? It's one of the great. Again, it's a great musical. It's one of the best.
Where are you putting it?
I need to actually. No, again, the first time I saw it was another one of those moments of, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, I think it's also one of those things of it being, just by virtue of it being right after Hadestown.
I was literally.
It was like nothing was ever going to live up.
No, like I literally like rode the high of Hadestown for about 2 weeks of just, and also because I was doing, because we did an episode on it.
Yeah.
I spent about 2 weeks in Hadestown land, literally learning everything I could about it, like having Anais Mitchell in my ears telling me how she wrote it. Love you, Anais.
You're my number 1 artist.
She was my number like 6.
4 out of 5 of my top songs were Anais Mitchell songs,
including Hadestown songs.
2 of them were Hadestown songs. 2 of them were. Well, actually, let me get it up and check that I'm right in that. It might have been
like Flowers was one of my it was Wait for Me Reprise was one of my top songs.
Yeah, my top song was not an Anais Mitchell song, and then I had Flowers from Hadestown, Before the Eyes of Storytelling Girls by Anais Mitchell, On Your Way Felix song by Anais Mitchell, and Wait for Me Reprise from Hadestown.
Yeah, Wait for Me Reprise was number 6. No, or 7. Yeah, because it was Tortured Poets, top 5, all of just Tortured Poets songs. Then it was Good Luck Babe, then it was Wait for Me Reprise. But no, I was running such a high in Hadestown that nothing was going to come close. My dad did look at me in the interval and go, this is one of the best musicals of all time to get matching Les Mis tattoos. And I went, yeah, if you're paying, it's not going to be a Les Mis tattoo, but you can pay. I think I also saw another show there.
I think that's later. That's April.
Yeah. Wait.
Well, listen, this is the 27th of April.
Okay, yeah.
When did you see that?
Like 7th?
Grr. Okay, go again.
I also saw Bear. I really love Bear. I think it's a very smart score. I think it does the teen thing well. It's also kind of an interesting take on Romeo and Juliet, which we are running out of those, and Juliet. I hate the production of it that I saw. I might actually just read my mezzanine review because I spent a lot of time on it.
The performances of the main cast, excluding Matt.
He was bad. Yeah. I hated what they did to Matt and Jason's dynamic. I really hated it. Because I feel like with Bear, it's such a well-written score, and the dynamics are so... The music is truly amazing and beautiful. There were some technical aspects that didn't go as planned, but probably due to the fact it was a one-night concert. Yes, in a suffering pop opera, you need to be hearing every single word they say, because every single word they say in that script, because, again, it's very well-written, is important. And when we're not able to hear that, it really takes you out of the story. Also, I've never seen so many people walk out. Like, a lot of people left at interval, and it wasn't because they were like, oh, this is gay. They were gay men. I also saw All That Dazzles in the bar area, and he was furiously typing away on his phone, and so I didn't want to interrupt him.
Oh, you've had a lot of celebrity sightings this year. We had one at the other Hadestown I went to.
Micro-celebrity to us.
Big celebrity to me.
Big celebrity to us. Yeah, Frances Maida McCann, and I believe it was Katie Ramshaw who was Nadia. They held it down, and also they fucked with the dynamic between Matt and Jason. So when it all came out, it seemed like Matt outed Jason because he was in love with Matt and not in love with Ivy and jealous of his academic success and getting everything he ever wanted. Are you being reeling right now?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Am I being real?
Yes, I do. And not in love with his success. There were some clunky moments that did take me out of the story. I only cried once, which is actually quite impressive for Bear, because of how I feel about it. And it was during Touch My Soul. Also, again, just commit to having Ivy and Jason basically... I didn't like the way that they staged one by having, like, Ivy and Jason start opposite ends of the stage when they're supposed to, like, basically be making out for the entire song. It was just taking me out of it a bit, and also it kind of left it a bit ambiguous about whether or not they actually did have sex. It was a pretty important plot point, because spoiler alert, Ivy ends up pregnant with Jason's child.
Do you think part of it might have just been because it was Bear and it was like your show for years?
Yeah.
That you just had too high expectations for the fact that it was a concert?
No, because there was just those technical issues as well. That I was just like, I didn't. Yeah. It wasn't well done. And it's something like you don't need to fuck with, if that makes sense. And they obviously did fuck with it.
Yeah.
They tried to have a take on it, and because of the way it was staged, because of how little time they had, it didn't work. Like 15-year-old me is having a mental breakdown somewhere. Now it's time to talk.
My next show. Many of you who watched this last year will have seen this coming.
Yeah.
I saw Phantom again. I did only see Phantom of the Opera once this year, which is pretty good for me.
Can you imagine if I only see Hadestown one more time this year?
And it's the only thing. God.
But I'm gonna go.
You gotta go once more. Yeah, I went for my sister's birthday, because she is actually a bigger Phantom fan than me, if you'll believe it.
Yeah.
It was good. We were front row again.
Yeah.
I think this was the one where I kept, like, making eye contact with the guy who plays Pianchi. And he was lovely. He's a really nice guy. I talked to him after it.
I think you've once been like, oh yeah, my good friend.
My good friend, the guy who plays Pianchi.
Or you just, like, randomly said his name.
Dave.
Yeah, you were like, oh yeah, Dave.
Dave, who plays Pianchi.
Oh my god, Lightning Thief and the original cast of Hadestown are going to be playing in the same city again.
Oh my god.
Someone just said that.
This was the first time I got to see Lily Carehouse.
Oh yes.
She is incredible. She is, like, possibly the best Christine I've ever seen. Like, Lucy St. Louis will always hold a special place in my heart because she was the first Christine I saw.
Yeah.
But I've loved every Christine I've seen because I think it's such a great character.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a bad portrayal of her when I've seen it live. But Lily Carehouse, I think she's read the book. I think she gets this character. I think she's
that is the highest praise you could give to anyone.
No, it was like the bit in the final there.
Yeah.
When she's like, this haunted face holds no horror for me now. It's in your soul that the true distortion lies.
Uh-huh.
My issue has always been that, and also the bit in Notes Twisted Every Way, that one, when she's like, to Carlotta, how dare you?
Yeah.
Whatever, when she's like angry at her. Because it's like soprano and operatic, both of those bits, I feel like the actresses don't put enough anger in. Lily Carehouse, I was like, oh, she's furious.
She's burst.
She's like, she is Christine Bayet from the book, who is an actual character.
Yeah, we were talking about this actually, because we're going to redo Phantom at some point next year. And so I've started doing some reading for it. And I read an article talking about, like, feminism in mega musicals and basically saying how they inherently aren't feminist. And it was like, yeah, Christine in the book has a bit more oomph to her.
Yeah, I was talking to Esme about it, I think, when we were going. Yeah. And I was like, feel like Christine in Love Never Dies is closer to book Christine because she actually has a character.
She actually wants to something.
Like, at the end of Look With Your Heart in Love Never Dies, she brings up her career, which she has never done in Phantom. She never, like, even insinuates that she actually wants to be an opera singer, which is something that she does want. She wants to be successful. We love her for it. But it was that, I forget, I wish I had my program with me, because I check. But whoever was playing the Phantom that night, I did actually cry.
Interesting.
I've never cried for the Phantom before. Like, I have in the book. He's very pathetic in the book, so I cried for him.
Our pity.
Genuinely. I cried of laughter for him. I cried of sadness for him in the book. But in the musical, every time I watch I'm just like, this is Andrew Lloyd Webber. This is Andy. I don't care.
This is my boy Andy.
But there was something about this performance where I was like, oh my god, this is tragic.
Yeah.
I was like, Christine, don't go with Raoul. Christine,
stay!
Christine! And it's one of those things, I think I said this a lot last year because I saw Phantom like 5 times or whatever.
Just only saw it 3 because you saw it 3 times, I think, last year.
I saw it...
I think you saw it twice, actually.
Yeah, because one of them was in December of the year before.
Yeah.
And then I saw it...
With me and then
with you in April, and then with my sister on Halloween.
And I saw Oklahoma Mod.
Yeah. And then I saw it again for my sister's birthday.
Yeah.
Which is this one.
Yeah.
But it's so good from the front row because you can actually see what's happening. I think
it's going to be hard for you.
It is because when I was just I like had to reread my review.
Yeah,
and then like think about what performance this was.
See, here's the thing: like with like Hadestown, I saw it so much that my reviews just got more and more nonsensical. Yeah. I think one of them is just literally Donald I love you.
I think I'm going to put it with the Nutcracker and Bee.
Okay.
Because I think it is a great show. I think this was an incredible performance.
Yes.
The second that Lily Carehouse is leaving, I need to go see her once more.
She's still in it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure she is.
No, that makes sense, because I haven't heard of a new Christine going in.
I can double check. I'm pretty sure it's...
You're probably right.
I think so. I'm pretty sure Shani Wilson is still the alternate.
Yeah, she was moved up to alternate.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is still her.
Yeah, that makes sense that it is her. She's been in it for a little bit longer.
She's been in it... Well, I always forget. Yeah, it is. I think it's a different Phantom now than who I saw.
Yeah, because they have had a cast change.
Yeah. I want to say... No, it is still Dave. Dave Christopher Brown as Piangi. Yeah, my guy.
Your bestie.
My bestie.
Yeah,
Is this still open?
What?
No, it's not.
What?
I just went on the site and it's like, you can audition for Christine Daae. No, you can't. It closed on the 13th.
You knew it off the top of your head.
I did actually know that it closed, like,
That's
before
Taylor's birthday.
Well, she could have auditioned for the Phantom.
Don't give her ideas.
It was like age range 18 to like early 20s.
Yeah, you know Andy would so cast her if he had the opportunity.
He absolutely would.
God, could you imagine the ticket buying process for that?
Would you go? She's not got the range.
Yeah, but I'd have to see it.
If she can hit that high E.
No, never. But I'd have to see it.
Yeah.
I still think Lana would be a fascinating Persephone. She'd never do it.
I think Taylor Swift would be a fascinating Persephone.
Yes, you know the vibe I'm going for.
You know, very detached, unaware,
complicit,
out of touch.
I mean, she was hanging out with Brittany Mahomes, so
yeah.
Fuck you, bitch. I hate Brittany Mahomes. You're on my shit list.
Yeah. Phantom, B tier.
I say whilst wearing a Taylor Swift t-shirt.
I got you that.
Yeah. You know, a girl came up to me in the library and touched my shoulder and went, I love your t-shirt. I love your top. And because I was so out of it, I was like, so confused. And then I was like, oh, Taylor Swift. Swifties.
I had to fly to Japan to get this top.
You didn't just go to Japan for the top.
It was the most important thing that came out of it.
No, you telling me 1989 had been announced.
Yeah, because of the time difference. I was the only one awake.
Oh, do you want to take lead on talking about the next one?
Me?
Yes. What is it?
Yeah.
The next one's Stark in Inno.
Worst pre-sale experience of my life.
Oh, girl.
The thing was, at least with this, we were getting updates that there were tickets available.
From Twitter.
We could see people getting in.
Yeah.
We could see people eventually buying tickets.
Yeah.
It took a while.
I don't think they let anyone in for a solid hour.
Yeah. But we could see, we knew it was happening.
Yeah, I mean, I had hope, like, the second someone posted that there's still tickets, and they told us that there were still tickets.
The Star Kid experience.
I was crying in public in my uni.
It being announced, like, a day before.
So it was announced, because we bought Hadestown tickets, actually, the same week, because we were like, okay, if we're seeing Star Kid, we'll just buy the cheapest ones for Hadestown.
Who the hell is messaging me on Discord?
I was like, you have a Discord?
I've had a Discord since, like...
Well, you use a Discord still?
No! I used to use it religiously in, like, 2017. Who the fuck is messaging me? Excuse me?
Excuse me? Yeah, they announced it on like a Monday, and the pre-sale was Thursday. No, Wednesday.
Yeah, it was like
it was
a day or so notice.
Because it was Halloween, it was Valentine's week, and I was going to the club on the 13th, and so I couldn't do the pre-sale the next day.
Yeah, because they announced the pre-sale, and we tried it, and it sold out in like a minute. And so then they were like, surprise, we're adding a second date. But it was adding a matinee.
It was also like no one thought it was going to be that hard.
We knew it was going to be popular because it was Star Kid in London for the first time in 10 years?
So we were like, we'll sign up for the pre-sale, but we didn't think it would be like hard once we were in the pre-sale. We
were like, oh, we'll probably like get some kind of shitty seats. Also, the thing we said was, let's get the worst Hadestown seats.
Yes.
Because then we can splurge on Star Kid seats.
We can spend an extra £10 on Star Kid, which is splurging for us.
Yeah. And then we tried to do the pre-sale, and it did not work.
No.
I don't even think it was a pre-sale, it was just the sale. They didn't do a proper pre-sale.
I don't know, I think Lambert, there was a point last year, and it was around the same time that Bear was happening, where I just felt like Lambert Jackson were in over their heads.
Yeah. But so we did the sale the first day. Yeah. Didn't get anything. And we were distraught. We were like, that was awful. And then they announced they were doing a matinee performance as well.
Yeah.
And we tried to get in the sale for that.
Yeah.
And we were in there, we were waiting. I think we did have to queue for a bit.
I was in public in a uni, like, cafe area. It was quite quiet because it was, like, 10 a.m. And I'd just come out of a lecture. And I literally sprinted off. And my friend was with me and she was like, stop. You just stop shaking. But I was so, like, ready to get these tickets. I was on Today Takes trying to refresh to get tickets. And you put them in your bag and then they wouldn't let you check out.
Yeah. So it kept doing this weird thing where it would, like, say I had a ticket in my bag and then say that ticket's not available. I was like, well, it's in my bag, so it is.
And it boot you out. Whereas with the Hadestown sale, like, once I had those tickets in my bag, I was relatively chill. As chill as you could be.
Yeah. But so eventually we did the sale for about 10 minutes, I want to say. Like, 10 minutes of being actually trying to select tickets.
I was there for, I want to say, like, half an hour.
I think it was less time than because you have to account that we were sat there waiting to get in.
Yeah.
Then we got in, we were trying to get tickets, and I think that was only like 10-15 minutes of actually being on the site.
Yeah, because at a certain point I was just like, they've all sold out.
Like, yeah, there were like no tickets left. And Esme was like, fuck this, I'm going home.
Yeah, I was like, I literally cannot sit here anymore.
And she like told me, she's like, I'm literally crying in public. And then like turned her phone off.
Well, I was just like so annoyed. I was just like, I'm just gonna walk like to Sainsbury's.
And I was like, no, I'm dedicated. And we'd had the conversation of, we can sit separately, we can do whatever. At this, after the failure of the first day,
we were literally like, we don't care.
We were like, we just need to be in this theatre.
Yeah.
That's it. And so I'm still messing around on this site for like another 5-10 minutes.
Well, because they would like, they also like put all the seats back.
Yeah.
They released all of them.
They'd like it was really messy. And eventually, I had 2 tickets in my basket.
Yeah.
So far apart, they were in 2 different price points. And I was like, holy fuck, I have 2 tickets. There's 2 of us.
Yeah.
I just need to check out.
Yeah.
So literally without even, I was just like spamming the checkout button. It goes through. I put in my card details. Click like.
And then you're like trying to call me.
I'm spam texting Esme. I'm like, Esme, pick up.
I'm
then literally calling her.
And then I was in Sainsbury's and I was like, oh, just check my phone, see the
Not
chaos.
even that. You then put out a tweet.
No, I put out a tweet being like, I'm crying in public. And then I turned my phone on.
Yeah.
And then like seconds later you were like, God,
I'm replying to her tweet being like, check your phone.
Put your phone on, bitch.
I'm like trying to call her. And she finally like opens her phone again and is like, wait, what? You have tickets?
I was like walking around Sainsbury's and the little old ladies were like looking at me like
I sent her like a screenshot of the thing that was like 86 days until showtime.
Yeah. I love that Lloyd Webber fitters do that.
I was like, we have tickets. We are seeing
Starkid.
And then we went and it was great. It was really cute. We just kind of wandered around. We literally went down for the day.
I didn't sleep the night before. That's very important to say. Like, I literally, like, that week was... I joke that Sylvia Plath was cursing me, and it's, like, kind of a joke, but it's also, like, kind of not, because... I think I said this before, my dog died this year, and, like, he literally died on the Monday, and then on the Sunday, and I was doing exams, and I had, like, all these essays to write, and so I just vividly remember, like, being sat, like, not even at my desk, like, on my bed, not on my bed, like, had my chair, like, at the foot of my bed, like, laptop on my bed, like, jamming away at these essays, having, like, I Can Do With a Broken Heart playing, and just, like, crying,
Jesus.
And then the night before, like, I just did, like, I was rereading the Bell Jar, and I read a passage, I was like, I'm going to read and then I'm going to sleep, because I have to be up early tomorrow, and I read a passage about how, she was so depressed, Esther, or Sylvia Plath, I don't know who you ask, was so depressed that she couldn't sleep. Cut to me not sleeping. Like, I remember at 6 a.m, I was like, it's bright again, like, I may as well just get up and, like, get ready. But I made it through the entire day.
I know, sometimes my cut-off is 4 a.m. If I'm not asleep at 4 a.m, I'm just staying up all night. That's how I work with it.
4 a.m, I'm still trying to go to sleep, but because it was bright, because it was, like, summer, I was like, it was just so hot that day.
Yeah, it was fucking boiling.
Jesus Christ. So, when I'm, like, now taking the lead, I can't really remember, it's because my brain was literally, like, malfunctioning.
I remember having a lot of fun. I remember it being so packed.
I remember the energy again being electric.
Yeah. I think too many people were filming.
Because it was, like, half a concert. It wasn't, like, it wasn't a full-on concert where you were supposed to be out of your seats and dancing.
Yeah.
And, like, having a good time like that, but it also wasn't a show.
Yeah. But I felt like too many people were filming. I didn't mind the singing along, because it wasn't, until they actively asked us to, it wasn't enough that I was like, I can't hear StarKid perform.
Yeah. There was a moment where I was like, oh my god, you guys are in front of me and not people on my screen.
Yeah. It was one of those things that we were like, we're never going to get this chance again. Apparently we are.
That they better not extend Hadestown. Because we're like, we're never going to get this chance again.
Fucking lose it.
I'll kill someone.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that is like, I think we've said it on the podcast probably about 20 times. Every single year we're like, let's get a digital ticket to StarKid.
Yes.
We love StarKid.
We finally found a way to show support.
It was that thing of the second it was like, we have a chance to see StarKid actually live, in person.
Yeah.
You're like, let's just go. Let's do it. For that reason, I'm not going to put it in S.
Yeah.
Because it was incredible. It was just a concert.
That's the thing, because like we've seen 3 concerts together this year, so
yes.
And 2 of them were technically related to musical theatre.
Yeah, one of them we haven't put on there because it wasn't really. But we've seen the StarKid concert, StarKid in it, the Eras tour, and then Natasha Mitchell.
Obviously, if I was allowed to put the Eras tour on here, best time of my life, Swiftie forever. I think everything I just said about Taylor Swift being vacant and complicit back.
Yeah.
Also, Natasha Mitchell was another one where I was like, we were having a conversation earlier, and you were talking about something Natasha Mitchell said, and I was like, I can't remember because I was just associated.
I was so locked into the Natasha Mitchell concert.
I was like, no, I was locked in, and then I was like, I'm going, and then I was just like, I'm mentally fine, I'm going to disassociate at some point. Let me choose this point.
I'm going to put StarKid in A because it was incredible. But it's considering that the first time I ever saw Hadestown is currently the only thing in my S tier. I don't think it lives up to that.
It's like a high bar to cross.
The StarKid In It concert was possibly one of the best nights of my life. Not even night, best afternoon of
best
my life.
Day of my life.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I think I've seen better things.
I'm putting it in B, and that's not on them. It's on me.
Yeah,
like,
it's a you thing.
It's a me thing, and also if that had been the only concert I'd seen that year, and I hadn't been to the best concert of all time, in my humble opinion.
But I didn't let her put on this tier list.
It would be 5 hours of me just going, and then at the end.
And so then she came out and she had these like big fans, and she was in the lover bodysuit, and the colour was.
And the colour was. I can't actually remember like the specifics of the outfits. I think
it was orange.
No, it wasn't orange because I remember being like, thank God it's not the tangerine.
I think it was the blue and gold one.
It was like the classic one. I think. I vividly remember like when she came out in the enchanted dress.
I don't know.
Because you were like, wow, that's actually stunning, and I was like,
oh yeah,
yeah, I've never looked at it like seeing it in person or on a screen.
But we can't talk about the Eras tour. I did put it on here for a reason.
Yeah,
I knew this was going to happen.
No,
B tier for personal reasons.
B tier for personal reasons. A tier if we're doing objective, but this is personal. So I think next up it's time for me to talk about my summer mental illness.
Yeah, you now have 3 that I wasn't there for.
2 of them being Hadestown, right?
Yeah.
So let me just get these out of the way quick. Second time I saw Hadestown, one of my closest friends was going off to Canada for the summer, and she is a self-described star of musical theatre. She was like, yeah, I don't actually know Hadestown. I know vaguely of it. I've seen the clip of Wait For Me reprise. That's about it. And she also thinks even though Bizarre was British until I told her, no, she's not. She's American love. But she went, but I saw her in Les Mis. I was like, accents.
She was good at them. I had to explain to Esme my hatred of Annalie Ashford.
And I respect it.
I don't hate Annalie Ashford.
You hate Annalie Ashford's accent.
But I hate the fact that twice now she has been cast in a British role.
Yeah.
And been unable to do the accent. And at some point you have to take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
You can get a dialect coach.
100%.
And that's my hatred for
her. So we went, we got our... So I was like, we've got to go see it. Last thing we'll do before you go. And I was so excited to be back at Hadestown, having learned about it in about a month's space. Literally a month.
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. But and also you pick up on things, like I picked up on the world we dream about, the world we live in now, that whole line and the way they staged that. The funniest thing she said to me afterwards was, yeah, I can just hear you crying. It's like, it's been a long couple of weeks. And then the next time I went to Hadestown...
The third time she saw Hadestown
yeah. I went with my parents. It was Father's Day and my dad wanted to, like, see something. And he was like, what's good? I was like, Hadestown. I think you would like Hadestown because he loves Les Mis. And I was like, I think they share quite a bit of the same DNA, if that makes sense. Mystical, sung through, highly emotional, got a large set, revolves, you know, all the good things. So I went with my mum and I went with my dad, and my mum doesn't really like musicals. She likes a good one act. She likes... I think you have one of B-roll.
Yeah, we're the best dudes.
Really?
No.
It's what I say. She likes a good...
She's still there, though.
I know.
Oh, come home.
She likes a good one act, my mother. And so I was a bit like, I don't know how she's going to react to Hadestown. But my parents read the Guardian review before going, because that's the kind of people they are, and it is the only good review of Hadestown that they got in the major press, like the only 5-star. And I was thinking, thank God they got the Guardian, because that's the one I most agree with. And my mum loves Johnny Cash, and they described Hades as Johnny Cash, and so she was like, oh, I'm going to really like this now. Taking my parents to the theatre was an interesting time, because at the interval, me and my dad were like, oh, so do you know how this is gonna end? Because it's kind of playing with the idea that you will. And Mum went, no, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Don't spoil it. I just want everything to work out for Orpheus and Eurydice. I was like, you know, it's a tragedy. They told you that at the beginning. She went, yeah. Everything to work out for Eurydice. She really likes Eurydice.
I can respect that.
She was like, Eurydice's got some real, like, guts to her. I'm really enjoying this. I really like how punchy it is. And I was like, okay, fine. And my dad went, oh, so is Orpheus going to finish his summer track?
His Song of the Summer?
His Song of the Summer? And it was funny. It's funny watching people watch the turn.
Yeah.
Because as I said, my dad knew it was happening. My mum didn't. My mum was already, like, really into it. My dad was sat there like, oh, I know what's about to happen. And then when the turn happens and the lights go up, he went, ooh. Every time I see it, I do go, like, every single... You heard me when we saw it the last time.
Every single time. You're like, this will be the time.
This will be the time. So, I'm going to have to put it... Oh, and then we went afterwards, I'm putting it later. And then afterwards, me and... We were all talking about it afterwards, and my mum went, you know, that was just better than Les Mis. I felt like it was a lot punchier and they didn't lose me as much in the second act. My dad was like, nothing's better than Les Mis.
You've got another one?
Yes! Hooray!
Which Esme got tickets to as we were recording an episode of the podcast.
Yeah. Because I was bored over the summer, so I was like, let me just enter the lottery every day.
Yeah.
So I just did. And I honestly, like, I think I texted you the week before being like, I think today takes lotteries are a scam.
Yeah.
Because I've been entering this goddamn cabaret lottery for a year and a half, and I've not won it, and I was just so curious about what went down at cabaret because it was so expensive, and everyone said, and all the reviews were really good, but then on Broadway it didn't get as good reviews. I have a notes app on my phone full of cabaret, like what I saw, what I heard, because I went by myself, and I didn't have anyone to discuss it with, so I was just like noting it down, and I also couldn't take photos of anything. Any of the set. I couldn't take photos of the stage, I couldn't take photos of anything else. My bottom line with cabaret is I think it is a hot take. Cabaret is an amazing musical. It is a very well crafted musical, and the themes are unfortunately far too timely. The idea of being complacent in the rise of fascism is far too prevalent for our world right now. So it made it a very interesting watch. I'm not sure if this production is always necessary, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if the bells and whistles of this production, which make it so expensive and make it this hot ticket, service that story. Like, don't get me wrong, I saw Leighton Williams and Rhea Norwood and they were outstanding. And Michael Homer Lindsay as well.
Icon.
I've seen him in so much.
And we're talking about music.
And I can't name them off the top of my head. I didn't get program. It was like 20 quid for a program. Oh. I saw Freeline Schneider and Herr Schultz. I really loved their subplot, which I didn't realise going into it, because obviously I wasn't that familiar with cabaret. But I don't know, I'm desperate for you to see it.
I really want to see it.
I'm like desperate for you to see it, because I need to talk about it with you specifically. Because like Toby's seen it twice, and I can't really get into with him, is it an effective piece of theatre or not? I've tried to, but I don't think he fully understands. what I'm saying. And Toby's very smart, but he just wants to talk about Ray Norwood and how much he loves Heartstopper.
I was saying when the new cast comes in, I have to go see it.
Yeah, and then Tomorrow Belongs to Me is one of the most fascinating Act 1 closers, and I like the way that they use the production then. I don't know how, and like, in the song Fräulein Schneider, What Would You Do? Where she's talking about how she has to survive the Nazis if they are going to rise. Because that's all she's ever done. She's just survived from moment to moment to moment. Why was she, like, on a revolve? Like, lifted up in the air with light bulbs on the revolve spinning round?
Why not?
I was like, she could have just stood... What have you seen?
I'm yawning.
I thought you saw something. So yeah, that was Cabaret. I think about it often, and I didn't have a bad time. I didn't cry. I think I have to put it an 8.
Nice.
Like, it's definitely left a big impression on me.
The last 3 have all gone an 8.
No. Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good year for our shows.
Well, I'm about to hit after.
Yeah. The next one was our Tuck Day show.
Tuck Day, so.
The preamble to this is that my parents came to visit me at uni because I couldn't come home because I was working.
Yeah.
Fuck you, TJ Fridays.
I was about to say boycott them, but when we walked past one and
it was empty.
It's empty. You don't
the
need to
one
do that.
in Leicester Square.
Yeah. We don't need to tell you to boycott.
Just don't go. Their food's shit. It's all frozen. Whatever. But anyways, my parents came down to visit me. It was pretty chill. But then they were talking and they were like, yeah, we think we're going to get tickets to go and see Hadestown. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I love Hadestown. And they were like, oh, do you want to come with us? And I was like, maybe. When are you going? And they're like, probably like early August. And I was like, oh, I kind of have plans with Esme early August. Like, we're going to go see a show, but we don't know what yet.
Yeah.
And they were like, we'll buy tickets for both of you. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll tag along. And then it ended up not working out. They wanted to go like a day later, and I was like, no, we have to do August 1st.
Because of the lyric. It's the first day of August, 1893.
I was like, we have to go on August 1st.
It was like, we literally said to each other, like, this is the most Tuck Day Tuck Day could get.
Yeah, it was perfect. We went into London.
And Ashley Hufford
was
doing
this day?
a scavenger hunt for free Today Takes vouchers. And you can't say to someone like me, free Today Takes vouchers in London, when I'm already in London, and expect me not to lose my mind a little bit.
Yeah, so it was boiling hot. We were running around.
I think I was a bit sick then, that day.
This was the day I had to buy 2 hydration drinks.
Yeah.
And chug them. It was boiling hot. We were running around central London in the heat.
I think I literally sprinted down a road at one point.
Yeah. There was a point we were outside the Hadestown Theatre.
As we often are.
As we often are. This was the one we got. We won a Today Takes voucher, by the way.
We did, because it leads on to one of the shows that we never see.
We were outside the Hadestown Theatre because there was meant to be one there.
Yes.
We didn't find it.
No.
And then they posted something that was like, at the Today Takes store inside... Which station? Leicester
Square. They have like a stall that they're constantly trying to get off the ground.
It doesn't work. But
they have like pretty costumes in the window that I like to see.
And Esme was literally like, now I'm gonna run there. And I was like, I'm gonna walk.
I was like, fair. And we made a friend.
We made a friend.
Follow us on Instagram, personal Instagrams.
Yeah, lovely girl. But she's like significantly older than me.
Yeah. I don't think she fully realised how young we were.
No. We were both like 20.
Yeah.
20 and 19.
Yeah, I wasn't even 20 yet. I was still a teenager.
And we went and we got this Today Takes voucher.
Yeah.
Me. Esme went and got the Today Takes
So I was actually like a mad woman.
Yeah.
But again, you cannot tell me free theatre ticket.
Yeah.
And not expect me to lose my shirt.
What the hell did we even do for the rest of the day?
I think we literally just like chilled inside the Chipotle basement.
I thought we got wagamama.
No, that was the trip to the theatre we took with the voucher.
That's true. Yeah, we went and got Chipotle.
I remember going.
Did we get Dunkin' Donuts this day, or was this also a different day?
Different day. A day's Mitchell we got Dunkin'.
The summer blends together.
It was all hot.
Yeah. It was hot. We were running around central London. It was awful. We kept buying tickets to come into London for one day and then leave. I have a tissue. I'm getting really sick again.
You took some.
I did.
Yeah.
I took 2.
Comment.
But anyways, my parents bought us tickets.
Good seats for
and they were in the stalls, which is a big deal for us.
Because we didn't know what happens on that goddamn balcony.
Yeah, I was like, we can see the balcony. But we went to go see Hadestown. I don't know if we actually said that yet.
And also,
our update show was Hadestown.
And also, like, it had been announced that Donald Finn and Grace Hodgett Young were leaving, so we kind of wanted to go and see them again. And I hadn't seen Grace Hodgett Young since the first time we saw her.
Yeah.
And we also saw Ali Daniels' Hermes debut.
By complete accident. I think technically we didn't.
No, because she was on board
the matinee. So we saw her second ever.
Yeah, but her debut day.
She was incredible.
Oh, she was so good.
I'm in love with her. I don't even think she listens to this podcast.
She definitely doesn't.
Not Ali Daniels.
Fuck no.
Could you imagine?
Little Miss, I don't care. I'm doing whatever I don't have to learn the lines for. I like Back to the Future.
Icon.
Me and her were always getting into a fight over Back to the Future, the musical.
But if she ever wanted to put in a good word for me. Basically, Esme knows someone who knows Ali Daniels.
So, we were talking about Hadestown, and I see her like, baby, once again. We were talking about Hadestown, and she went, oh yeah, Ali Daniels is my, I know Ali Daniels. And I was like, I saw her Hermes debut. And I was like, and I felt like saying, not because I'm weird, because...
Like, not on purpose.
Not on purpose. I'm just going that day.
It just happened to be there.
Just happened to be there, as I often am at the Lyric Theatre. You don't need to know that. Also, it was really lovely to see Grace Hodgett Young at the end of her run, because I felt like it was the first time, because obviously I don't really see shows. I don't go out of my way to see shows at the start and ends of their people at the start and ends of their run, but you could really see her settle in to the character of Eurydice.
Yeah.
And her Eurydice felt so much more complex and real the second time around. Like, I remember her flowers being so much more nuanced the second time around, and that was so lovely to see.
Yeah. We did see a micro-celebrity, we can't say who.
To us, like an internet micro-celebrity.
To me specifically.
To Nell specifically.
It's someone I follow on Tumblr.
Yeah, someone follows on Tumblr.
And it was the funny thing, because we were like in the bar, and we were looking at the cocktails, and we're like, should we get a themed cocktail?
I'd get a themed cocktail next time we go.
Let's go.
So we go. We jumped.
At the OVC cast.
Both hands.
Double fisting cocktails.
Shake and go.
Let's do a drinking game.
Guys, we genuinely are really excited.
We actually are. I know we don't sound like it, but we really are.
But, like, in case you weren't aware of how me and Nell show excitement is by making snarky jokes all we want.
Yeah.
Tuck day.
Outstanding
AS tip, because I cried. I also gasped. Getting to see Grace Hodgett Young really mature into the role of Eurydice.
Micro-celebrity. We walk into the bar and we're like, we should get like a drink, blah 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 blah. And then I'm like, I recognise that girl over there.
You were like turned.
No, I was looking and I was like, I feel like I really recognise her. And we were both like staring at her, and her back was to us. And then she turned around, I literally grabbed your arm and I was like, we have to leave. And we like ran out and you were like, what's going on? I was like, Esme, that's the girl from Tumblr.
And I knew exactly what you meant. I've never been on this woman's Tumblr. I was just like, yeah, I know exactly who you're on about.
Yeah. Anyways, it was a great day. That was when we came up with the... Because here's the thing, as per... Because here's the thing. I don't know if we've ever talked about it on the podcast. I feel like we must have right after we saw it. But Esme, specifically, does this thing where she says, because here's the thing, when she's trying to explain something, but in the exact same cadence as they say it in Hadestown. She'd be like, because here's the thing.
Because literally, like, all I listened to last year was Hadestown.
Like, because here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
To know how it ends still begin to sing it again. I love that line because it just doesn't go anywhere. It sounds like he's going to say that's what this, like, all means, and he just doesn't. Like, because here's the thing. To know how it ends and still begin to sing it again. Yeah. And moves on.
And it just, like, goes again.
It's like, fuck it. Anyways, I'm also putting Tuck Day Hadestown in S tier.
I think it was the most, like, us we've ever done. Yeah. We were on, like, our bullshit that day.
We weren't even drunk. We actually didn't drink that day.
No, we were just, like, high on our own supply.
Yeah. Right, back to you.
Okay, I saw Sister Act on my birthday through Theatre Room, and I was a bit drunk. Sister Mary Rogers.
There you go.
Singing The Life I Never Led was the highlight of the show. The Dominion's a fucking bard of the theatre. God, we need to see The Devil Wears Prada. That's all I really have to say on it. It wasn't great. Some of it bangs, like, on the recording. Like, raise your voice. The finale, I can't remember the name of it. I've done Sister Act. That's bad. But, like, so I know some of the music bangs, but live it just didn't. I was kind of disappointed. Don't comment, it's going to be D tier.
It's her only D tier show.
It will have company in a moment.
With Next to Normal, Esme's least favourite show.
So we saw this day
after
I saw Sister Act, and this is what we bought with the voucher. I had to go to the booth in Leicester Square, and the guy kept trying to help me, and I was like, I know what I'm doing.
I know what this is. Yeah. This was the I Miss the Mojitos day.
We were like, what? We were talking about, like, oh, because there was a Taylor Swift book.
There was a Taylor Swift cocktail book.
And you went to me, do you think they'll have themed cocktails? And I went,
yeah, I was like, well, they have them. I don't really know the vibe of Next to Normal, I do.
But I had explained it to you. Like, I was like,
I had to get a personalised trigger warning, guys, not to brag.
I think everyone should have a personalised trigger warning before going to see Next to Normal, though. Like, that's my genuine belief on the show.
I then had to explain to my manager at work that I had a personalised trigger warning for the show I was going to go see. And he was like, why would you go see it? I was like, because my best friend asked me to. What kind of question is that?
Also, like, it's a good piece of theatre.
It's a good piece of theatre. I loved it. Yeah. Changed my life. I'm so glad I didn't see it when I was 14. Because I'd be dead. The fact of the matter is, I would be dead.
I really, like, I don't know, because seeing at the Dartnall was so special. And always will be, because it was the first time I saw the show, but also because of how intimate that space is.
Yeah.
And how, like, intense it is. I think if you'd seen it at the Dartnall, you would have
killed myself.
Yes. Like,
yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Because it was so intense there. Like, do you understand why I literally just sat there from the start to the end and just cried the entire time? And again, Karis, she also, like, picked moments and just wept the entire time. And then we ran into someone we knew on the tube.
Yeah.
And they were like, you don't look like you've been crying. And it was like, thanks, girl.
Thanks, girl. I haven't responded to her in a couple of days. She's going to think I'm dead again.
You've left it long, though.
I've left it months.
Yeah, you've said.
We're besties, though. She's the only one that's come to visit me at uni.
It's far for me to get to.
Yeah. I've never come to yours.
It would literally take me 6 hours. Just travelling.
Yeah.
Not even, like, waiting around for the next connection. Talk to Keir Starmer about making a high-speed
HS2, but only
between these two cities.
Yeah.
That don't really have much to do with each other. Next to Normal, my beloved. What else can I say about the Queen?
I feel like we covered most of it in our episode.
Yeah, because we literally, like, recorded the episode the day after seeing it.
Yeah.
It made it so much more real and raw. I feel like the Dartnall was the perfect space for it. The Wyndham's was the best West End theatre it was going to go to if it was going to be scaled up. And I do like the fact that they made the music fill the space.
Yeah. I think I cried during it, which I don't usually tend to do. I think it's really good. Like, there's not I feel like I basically blurted everything out when we recorded the episode.
Yeah.
To the point where I've forgotten it.
Yeah.
Because I can't think about it. Like, I've listened to it, not all of it, but some of it occasionally.
Like, I don't listen to the recording, though. But I have issues with that recording. I also hate the remaster that they've done to it. Because I was so used to the, like, old version, I was like, don't fuck with it. Slightly.
Yeah. I think going in pretty much blind and getting to just experience it and then getting to just, like, word vomit it the next day is the best way I could have dealt with it.
Yeah.
Because if I was at a point now where I was like, and I still have things to say about Next to Normal, you would be able to tell I'm not in a good space mentally. So I think it was pretty good that it was like cathartic.
Yeah. I literally spent many, many years of my life, like 5 to 6 years of my life thinking about this show, talking about this show. I'm very glad I got to run on the West End. I'm glad I got to spend some more time with the show and almost, I saw it twice in 1 week.
Yeah. Do you want to do both of yours?
Yeah, I'll just do them now. I'm very glad I got to go back and see it for how well it was directed and how well it was actually, like, staged and done in that way without all of the emotion being in it. You know, it's still upsetting and I still cried every time.
Yeah.
But, like, I got to see it for what it is as an artistic piece rather than this emotional thing, you know? And it was like the moment where I was like, oh my god, this is actually also really smartly directed. Was when I think it's in Catch Me Up Falling Reprise, where Diana's on the island and she's holding on to Gabe and, like, spinning him around.
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck, that's just generally a really good image.
Yeah.
I want to see it for what it is.
I think the kind of insanity of a lot of the staging in just this very normal looking house set.
Yes.
Very fun.
And I finally got to, like, appreciate it for that, on that level, which I'm very glad I got the opportunity to. So I'm going to put... Also, I went with my dad the second time, and he was like, I want to direct a movie of this. I think I could do it. And to that I say, I think Greta Gerwig could do a better one.
Oh, we were talking about the Greta Gerwig.
I think Greta Gerwig really understands the dynamic between Natalie, would really understand the dynamic between Natalie and Diana, because they are the thing that makes the show tick in a lot of ways. Those two characters and how they play off each other. And the show ends with their relationship being resolved. So ultimately, I believe that, in my opinion, they are the main conflict. So, yeah. I'm going to put first one in A tier, and then second time, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to put it B tier, but like above Starkid in it.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
I think I'm going to do the same top of A tier.
Yeah.
Just above Starkid in it.
I think last year I put Next Door in S tier.
I feel like you did. But that's... I get that. It was like the first time.
Yeah, it was the first time.
Right?
Yeah. Right. I saw Mean Girls.
You don't get to do 4 without me.
Fuck, I do. Shit.
I've seen one other show this year.
Yeah. I think...
So speedrun these as much as possible.
Mean Girls will be quick. The next one, I don't have much to say on the plot because there really is a 1. Everyone's... Yeah, basically covered that. Yeah, okay, I can speedrun these quick. Okay. Mean Girls, I saw it on a whim because I was in London and annoyed that I was in London, so I was like, I'm going to go to the theatre. So I tried to get rush tickets to Hello Dolly, couldn't do that, so I was like, fuck, I'll go see Mean Girls. They offered me a stall seat, and I was like, I'll take it. I call myself now a Mean Girls completionist. There is a poster behind me now looking at. You could definitely tell this is my teenage bedroom.
Yes.
I call myself a Mean Girls completionist because I've seen it on Broadway, I've seen the movie, and now I've seen it on the West End. I've seen all the versions, and I can safely say...
You've seen the big 3.
I've seen the big 3 in a lot of ways. I can safely say, Mean Girls on the West End. Tina Fey's script has got better over time. It's got funnier, and it's got more exacting of what it wants to say, and how it wants to say it. And in a lot of ways, it's become more timeless and less entrenched in the girl boss feminism of 2018. And because of that, during the scenes, I was always having a good time. It would only be when the songs would start that I'd go, do we have to do a song now? I was really enjoying all those jokes and all of the stuff being packed in. You know? And then the songs would start, and a lot of the changes they made to the songs have made it worse. I'm sorry, where is Stop? Bring back Stop. I'm Blowing Up is a shit song. I don't feel bad saying that. And I know Nell Benjamin is smart. She wrote the lyrics to Legally Blonde. Like, I know she's smart, and so I find it a bit of a disappointment that wasn't used in Mean Girls. I was really taken with, who plays Katie?
Yeah, her name too.
I'm going to Google it because it's going to piss me off until I realise
what Melanie the Barry is leaving on Feb 9th.
Yeah.
Not going back.
Yeah, it's quite sad. I didn't get programmed because I was like, I'm spending any more money on this thing. Classic creative. Picture her name, but I was really taken with what she did with Katie, and I think it is Tina Fey's better book that allowed her to do that. Katie is an unforgiving role in a lot of ways. I mean, she's not... Charlie Bird, that's her name. I was really impressed with her. Katie, I thought it was very, very good. But other than that, I don't have much to say. Other than, why does everything have a mega mix? It doesn't need it.
Yeah. Where are you putting it?
Dita.
Wow.
Yeah.
Starlight Express?
I saw Starlight.
Careful what you say.
Why?
I love Starlight Express.
No, I had a good time at Starlight Express. Huh?
I'm glad. Not with the people there, but...
I'm about to talk about it in a second. So, Starlight Express, I went with my friend who's a self-proclaimed theatre snob, but her 1 week sport is mega musicals. Like, all mega musicals. She unironically likes Cats.
So do I.
She hates the movie, though.
Oh, well...
So she discovered about Starlight Express one day. She came to me, she was like, Esme, do you know about Starlight Express? It was her birthday, and it was one of the first things she said to me. She was like, so I saw Starlight Express on TikTok the other day, and I was like, I assumed you knew about Starlight Express. She was like, no. Why did you never tell me about this? I was like, I just assumed you knew. And I was just like, yeah, you know about Starlight Express, girl. And then we were talking about going to see a show because she missed my birthday and it was hers, and so we're like, we'll just go see a show. And we were talking about going to Phantom or like Les Mis again or Hadestown again. And then we were like, oh, should we just go see Starlight? And so we went to go see Starlight. It was a good time. I mean, I will never forget the conversation we had in the interval being like, I don't really get the Rusty and Pearl dynamic. And I went, oh, I think it's because she likes the fact that he's a steam train and the whistle that he makes. And then at that point I was like, there ain't no point in trying to explain this plot because it's nonsensical. And that's not why you go.
Yeah.
Like, no one goes to Starlight Express for the plot. The one thing that I think she'll kill me if I don't say is about the costumes. She hates them. I don't really care. I think it's just ridiculous from beginning to end, and it never pretends to be anything else. However, the people sat next to me need to get a fucking grip. They were the most annoying type of theatre fan out there. They were loud during the show. They were jumping up and down in their seat, sitting up, jumping up, and applauding at the most random times. Right. It's like, yeah, we joked about what my behaviour is going to be like when we go see Hadestown again. However, I'm probably just going to be sat there with my arms crossed going like that. Yeah. Like, I see, like, I watch everything. Like, how I literally watched Great Comet like that as well.
If you don't know Esme, whenever she's watching a show, she looks so disinterested.
No, because, like, I don't give anything away on my face unless it's, like, my jaw drops.
Yeah.
I'm literally just there, like, staring so blankly at it. But, like, that means I'm locked in. So me and my friend were both sat there, like, watching Starlight Express, having a good time. And then these people were, like, cheering, laughing, just being really inappropriate. And then at the interval, they were like, so... calling all the cast members by their first name and being like, oh, and then I at the stage door, this person happened, and they were wearing a jacket that had all of their signatures on it, and it was just like, oh god.
I do get that, but also we did go around London 2 days ago, calling Nicole Scherzinger Nicole, like we were her friend.
Yeah, but she's A-list Nicole Scherzinger, ex-Pussycat Doll.
And we were like, so I think what Nicole means, like my thoughts on Nicole.
She's like almost diva status of like first name though.
I feel like we did it with someone else as well, and that's why it was funny.
Audra.
We were Nicole and Audra.
We were like, who's going to win the Tony, Nicole or Audra? But they're divas in their own right.
It was just so funny to be walking around like, I think, you know...
And you're like, Tammy Faye is going to get best.
Tammy Faye is going to get a nomination for best lighting.
It smells like a thing.
I'm rooting for them.
So we were like walking with what's the Tony outcome? What's going to be happening at the Tonys this year? We're kind of going through it, and we was like, I don't think Tammy Faye's going to get anything.
Tammy Faye is getting a nomination for best lighting, or I'm writing. Tony voters, listen to me. You have to give them best lighting. They don't even have to win.
Yeah,
we were debating Romeo and Juliet as well.
Yeah. Like we were having but there's a difference between like Pussycat Doll. Ex-Pussycat Doll, Nicole Scherzinger. Calling her Nicole. Or like Audra McDonald, most nominated, and people who are making their professional debut in Starlight Express.
Yeah.
Not to say they weren't talented, I thought they were all extremely talented people because they're roller skating and singing, and it's a crazy athletic show.
It's just kind of funny.
But it's also like, you're calling them by their first names because you've spent too much time at the stage door.
Yeah.
And I should have said, I know you like the show, it's very obvious. Please stop doing that.
Please.
Because every time they'd move, the entire row would shake. And that was just inconsiderate for everyone else around them.
Yeah. Where are you putting Starlight?
Beta. I had a good time. It was mental. I can't really explain it. But apparently the costumes are diabolical.
They just look like 6 costumes is my thing.
Yeah. Also, my friend thinks that they should look exactly as they did in the 80s.
No, they shouldn't.
Or like they do in Bockham. I think if she won the lottery, she'd go see it in Bockham.
I wouldn't blame her.
I would join.
My thing is, my beef with the people that really like the Bockham production is they're like, why is Graceful a girl over here? Graceful's a man.
She doesn't care about that. She actually, Al Knott is the person who plays Graceful, I believe. That's the name. And their tone was so lovely. Like, it's so distinctive. We were sat there going, really lovely tone.
Really great technique here.
No, genuinely. Because it's again, really distinctive.
Yeah. Pumping Iron is actually like one of the only songs I routinely listen to from Starlight Express.
The other thing I will say about Starlight is I don't know how I feel about being lectured about global warming by a guy by Andrew Lloyd Webber, who once flew his private jet back.
You just kind of have to forget it's by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
No, you can't, because it's so mental. Only it could come from his brain.
That's the bit you have to focus on. It's like, you know, if he hadn't written Phantom, he would be in a mental institution.
What great lines are we going to come up with at Hades?
I'm writing the sequel to my fanfic.
Like you said at Great Comet. Oh, new chapter idea. And I went, we are in polite...
Wait, what was the one where I said new chapter for Comet?
You just went new chapter idea and I went, we are in polite company. We can't do this here.
I'll talk about it when we talk about Comet. I'm not gonna actually talk about what we saw at Comet. It's just gonna be my revelation after it.
What about straight people?
Yes.
Can't believe you thought everyone was joking.
I thought everyone was joking.
Next time we saw Mary Poppins, because I was about to have a mental breakdown.
Again, we were on call, and Esme was like, I was like, isn't it on tour? And it's going to your city. And she was like, yeah, but tickets are so expensive. And I opened it up, and I was like, Esme, they're £10.
And so I did. And so I bought it, and it was kind of magical. It was kind of what I needed, just to turn the brain off for a while, and just go and see Mary Poppins. And I also spoke about it a lot in the episode. And that's how I justified going to see it.
Business expense.
Like car tickets to go see Hadestown.
Business expense.
So
yeah, the OBC cast has expedited that fanfic.
Okay.
It's now at the top of my list of things to do.
What else is on your list of things to do?
My 2 essays for school.
I had one of them in this one of your essays.
Yeah, my essay for politics of change in contemporary France. We talked about my dream at Comet as well. Walking around. My dream about Jack Malone.
Oh yeah! Queening out Jack Malone.
I had a dream Jack Malone invited us to the mincemeat New Year's party. And I had
to tell him... murdered.
No, I had to tell them we couldn't go because they'd kill us.
We are known within mincemeat circles, I'm
almost certain.
Oh, and I'm just going to quickly do this one so we can finally get on to Comet. I saw the Curious Case of Benjamin Button because I was meant to have a hospital appointment. I'm not dying, I just have bad teeth. And I got cancelled on the way there, and they had a 1:30 Saturday on a Tuesday. So, fuck it, why not? This is meant to be good. The Kraken's Lullaby is a banging song, and I wish they went in more that direction. I wish we got to know Lowen a bit more, and think about how she felt about Benjamin's condition. I felt like they skirted around it a little bit more and just focused on like this quite quaint story it set in Cornwall. But it was very technically impressive. I think it's just a matter of personal taste at this point with me and Benjamin Button, and it is going to win all the Oliviers. And I'm not mad at it, actually. Actually, I am a bit, but, you know. I'm going to put it in C tier. I was also in a bad mood when I went to go see it because I was just exhausted. Yeah. Now it's time.
Great Comet, the last show I saw this year.
Yeah.
It won't actually be the last show I see this year. I'm seeing The Tempest. But in that weird bit between Christmas and New Year's, so it'll go in next year's year in review if we're still doing this shit by then.
well, we've got some more content. We've got content coming to us.
Or at least go until March.
Yeah. And then we'll be executed.
Yeah. Great Comet, 7 years in the making.
Yeah. Sorry, O'Mary's just tweeted out, American theatre emergency, this is not a drill, and I cannot work out why.
What could possibly be going on at O'Mary?
They haven't said anything else.
40 minutes ago.
Yeah. It's probably something dumb and stupid, but I want to know what it is.
Anyways, my laptop is on low charge as well.
Okay.
And I don't have my charger with me.
Okay.
So we should go
Speed up.
this. Great Comet, it was incredible.
Yeah.
I forgot how much I loved Great Comet. It was incredible.
I'm not often less speechless. I was less speechless by that.
Yeah. It was... Shall I explain this stupid straight person thing?
Yeah.
We were walking out, and...
No, it was at the interval you started on about this.
So, okay, Jamie Muscali kept making eye contact.
Yeah, well, because it's a 250-seat theatre and we were in stalls.
And we were, like, very close to the stage. But he kept, like, looking at us. And I was like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
This guy's weird, leave me alone. But that was the extent of the joke at the interval.
And then you went, new fanfic idea, and I went, because there was also a lot of fierce people there, with, like, there was, like, a lot of, like, industry people there, so I was like,
I made some kind of joke.
We cannot be on, like, our normal, like, in private bullshit in public. This is why we're not allowed in polite society.
But then we left, and when we were walking back
to the tube,
then we were walking back, and we were like maybe 5 minutes into the walk. And I don't even remember how we started talking about it.
Well, because I think you made another joke.
I said something about him, like, looking at us.
Yeah.
Or, like, looking at the audience.
Yeah.
And Esme was like, oh, but he was hot.
Yeah. In that show.
I was like...
At that...
And I was like, yeah, as Anatole, in this specific show, he was hot. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And she was like, did you not think he was hot? I was like, no, he was actually kind of ugly. No offense to Jamie Moscato. I'm sure he's not ugly. And I'm sure he is a great actor, I can promise you.
Everyone in that production was outstanding.
It was so good. I forgot how insane it was.
Bonkers was the only word.
Yeah. But so it was like, he was hot.
Yeah.
And she tried to explain it as, I think it's because it was intimate. Like, because...
It's such a small space.
But so then the thing was, I think I did this in the funniest possible way of walking home and every couple of seconds turning to her and asking as if she was about to, like, break my heart every time, just saying the name of, like, a male actor.
Just general.
And asking if they were hot.
And I was like, yeah, people do think they're hot. And you would be like, what? I was like, I know we have similar For You pages.
I thought people were joking about Aaron Tveit.
That was the one that really gagged me.
No, the one that gagged you was when you were like, Anthony Ramos is hot.
Yeah.
Because I asked, is Lin-Manuel Miranda hot? They was like, no, I know the answer to this. He isn't.
Yeah.
He's lovely, but he isn't hot. And
he's a genius.
Yeah. And you're like, no, he's not hot. Anthony Ramos, though, is hot. I was like, what?
16 Anthony Ramos.
Because my thought is, whenever I've seen, like, when him and Jasmine Cephas-Jones were together, fuck him.
Do you see why I say 2016? Because now I don't think he's hot.
Yeah, because he cheated.
Well, no, also, like, I'm not going to say that, but, you know.
But when they were together, I was fully under the belief that she was way out of his league. Like, she was significantly hotter than him.
You know what? She objectively might be, but in my personal opinion at the time, no.
And then you were like, Jonathan Groff is hot?
Yes, Spring Awakening, Jonathan Groff.
Ugh. Anyways, that was literally most of our, like, journey home.
Yeah.
Was me being, like, voice breaking, like, near tears.
Back to Natasha Pierre Great Comet 12.
Yeah, back to
the
the important
things
bit.
I've ever seen with my own two eyes. One is fucking bonkers. We were listening to it while we were in Hadestown Q-How.
Yeah, we were playing it.
I think, I'm going to get up her name because she is a star in the making.
Oh, Natasha. Oh my god.
Never.
Big fan.
How do you say her name? I cannot read.
Sorry, I dropped a ticket. Chamisa Dawnford-May.
Yes.
Chamisa Dawnford-May.
Yes. She is a star.
She was incredible.
Never left that goddamn stage.
She was a beautiful singer. She was an incredible actress. I was in love with her.
I was just, like, in awe.
No, truly.
Of her. Because, like, she would leave behind us, basically, and then 2 seconds later be entering again in a different gown.
Yeah. She'd be, like, in a ball... She'd leave in, like, a little dress, and then it was in, the opera, and they were like...
The opera.
Natasha's movie girl. And they did that twice, and then she ran on, and I was like...
Where'd you come from, Gabby?
I was like, girl, you were in a different outfit 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. She was
She was great.
I really liked how young they made Natasha feel.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, she is 16, which I know chronically in the piece she's actually supposed to be 16, but, like...
Yeah.
Again, I had a moment when I was watching it where I was like, oh my god, this isn't just, like, voices in my ears anymore. Yeah. This is, like, an actual living, breathing thing on stage, which I never thought it would be. And I don't know whether or not they made Denée Benton in the original production seem younger than she comes across on the recording, but...
I feel like from pictures I've seen, they do.
Yeah.
Because... Let's not talk about the costuming right now, because we will go on for hours about it. But I think similarly, so in our production, she wore a lot of pastel a lot of the time.
She wears a lot of baby pink and a lot of baby blue.
Yeah.
And then the only time she really wears a darker colour is at the ball, with the, basically, like, lingerie.
Yeah.
Underneath the dress.
Yeah.
Which is like a...
Red?
Grey? I want to say?
Maybe, yeah.
Because there's a photo of it. The production still with all the candles around her.
Oh, yeah.
Which is honestly one of the greatest.
Yeah. But on Broadway, she wore a lot of white.
Yes. And like, she had the red rose.
White.
She had the red rose, I know.
Yeah. So I'm guessing they still went for that kind of, like, pure, innocent, young vibe.
Yeah.
But at least for us seeing her, she looked and sounded so young.
And, like, you could, like, see that she put on a lot of blush.
Yeah.
To make herself... I don't know. I could tell how this woman was incredibly talented.
It was also, besides every single person in her being incredible. Sonia, I'm in love with Sonia. I'm in love with Pierre. Pierre was incredible.
Jesus Christ. Everyone was like perfectly casted. Maria looked like Margaret Thatcher.
Oh, we did have the conversation on the way back where I was like, I think Maria was hot. And you were like, she looked like Margaret Thatcher. I think Margaret Thatcher was hot. That's a joke. That's a joke.
I know you do hate Margaret Thatcher.
I hate Margaret Thatcher. You know.
Also, do you want to talk about the light?
The little light bulb?
The light bulbs on the
most
seats.
annoying things in the world.
It was so annoying. And like I was like halfway through Act 2, I was like, what's the point of these? We could have gone like we could have got the entire show without these.
They had like one moment at the end and I was like, fuck, it is worth it though.
So worth all the annoyance they've caused. And I wasn't thinking about touching it, and then we were told explicitly before we went
when
in.
we walked in, they were like, don't touch the light bulbs.
It was like, you shouldn't have told me not to touch them, because now all I want to do is go,
honestly,
touch it. I think that any other big moments, I talked about the candle.
I think Balaga was just funny.
Balaga,
I forgot how funny it was.
Balaga was also like... Balaga,
what's the song after Balaga called?
That whole,
The abduction...
It's leading up to the abduction.
The abduction's first.
Is it? No, because I swear the abduction is when they go to the gate. When they go to the gate and then Mario shows up with the gun.
I thought the abduction was first. And that's the bit where they're like...
Oh, I've got this for
Oh, no, yeah, preparations for the abduction.
Yeah, preparation for the abduction.
Preparations was kind of funny. Balaga was hilarious.
It was genuine. Like, there were moments where I was like, I feel like I'm at the club.
And I will say... Jamie Moscato committed.
No, but
he committed way more than Dolokhov did.
It felt like we were in the club at certain moments.
Oh yeah.
And I was like looking around as well. Like there was music before, obviously, and you were like, this is how Brat sounds.
Yeah, they were playing like some EDM type shit. I'm like, this is Brat. But the bit, I think, the abduction was so funny. They gave this random, like, audience member a shot glass.
And, like, I was like, I can't tell whether like, he was actually, like, just playing up for the bit or whether it was actually vodka.
No, it was definitely water. And that's why they all gave him a really appreciative look after when he played up that it was, like, tasted disgusting. Like, they're like, good man.
Get on,
good
yes.
man.
But then they also, like, Balaga sat on someone's knee.
They had, that whole sitting section was Jamie Moscato. I should just call him Anatole. But Anatole was like, and I know this is in the recording, but it was so funny live.
It's so different live.
Just being like, let's all take a seat.
Yeah.
And everyone's sitting down, and Balaga's sitting in someone's lap.
Seeing, like, the people, like, in front of us.
2 rows in front of us, just sitting there. Everyone, like, laughing. And it was that thing where, like, one person's giggling a little bit, and then everyone giggles, and then there's silence. And then we all start laughing.
And then we all start laughing again. But they it's really, like,
like, they literally refused to move on until it was silent and we kept laughing.
And they went, okay.
He was like, let's sit down.
It's Russian custom.
No, we giggle a little bit. It gets quiet again. He goes, it's a Russian custom. And then we all giggle again. And then it's silent. And then we giggle again. And then it's silent. And finally silence stretches enough. And now let's get up. And it was so
because the energy and how fun that, like, last part was, I was so invested. Again, sat there like this. And then... sat with my arms crossed and dead face.
Yeah.
But and then when Anatole was like screaming out for Natasha and like about to like take her away and go alone.
He's climbing
up the pole, and then Mario appears with the gun. I was like, even though I didn't know,
like a shotgun, she cocks it, and then he just falls
as if I didn't know exactly what was about to happen at every single moment of this show.
It was so good, and then I think to have this. The kind of first half of Act 2 being hilarious.
Because also letters. The way they did letters.
Letters was funny, but also, like, cute.
I really like the way that they did the dynamic between Princess Mary, which is also another...
From the first time.
Because I think Princess Mary was genuinely played by American, so when Natasha went... Huh?
They're making fun of her.
Well, they're making fun of the way she actually talks.
I do not like Princess Mary.
So Natasha goes, and from the first cards, I do not like Princess Mary.
Actually, I can't even say the first half because you have letters. And then you have heartbreaking Sonia Alone, which was done so... Like, Sonia Alone is a sad song. It is a heartbreaking song.
And the way she sang it.
But she sang it so beautifully that I was, like, borderline sobbing.
Yeah.
I was like, that's my girl.
Yeah.
To do that... To go into the preparations Balaga abduction run. And then you have part 5, which is everything from In My House to the Great Comet.
That part, I was
on the edge of my seat the whole time.
I was like,
just
in love. Gonna die.
Perfect segue. Yeah. The porcelain dolls.
God!
I said to you in the interval, I think, or maybe just after, I was like, I obviously kind of knew vaguely.
Yeah.
Because again, I said this when we were talking about Hadestown.
Yeah.
I was like, I listened to Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812 when I was like 14.
Yeah.
I was like, I get this.
Yeah, we were like, if we'd seen this when we were 14, we would have been like, I understand War and Peace.
Yeah, like, I'm a classics girl, but...
I'm an intellectual. I'm not like other girls.
Because, like, when I first watched it, yes, I understood what made Natasha go crazy.
Yes.
Vaguely.
Yes.
And then to watch it live and then have these porcelain dolls portraying, like, marriage and family and normality.
And that's all she's been told she, like, wants.
Yeah. And have them give her the pills.
Yes.
To have them, like, mirror her all the time and always be there with her, pretty much.
Yes.
I was like,
this is what it's about.
This is what it's about.
Yeah.
And there was, like, when we were reading the programme, there's, like, one line in an interview they do with Dave Malloy.
And you were like, oh,
I was like,
redo the episode.
It was literally the line, the parallel stories from Natasha's ruin and Pierre's awakening were so perfectly and tautly crafted, so wonderfully interwoven and complementary, so full of passion and despair, that they immediately sang out to me in the voice of musical theatre.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what Great Comet's about.
That's Comet.
I think if you rewatch the episode, we obviously say this, at least not in those words.
My favourite discovery of the show was the candle in the mirror thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'd heard the line, like, a candle in the mirror and been like, oh, that's just some more imagery that he's doing.
Yeah.
But physically having, like, the candle in the mirror and always playing with this idea of fate and the future and what the future's supposed to be, and especially the dolls, they really played into that, made Natasha. Also, they had her cry into the teddy bear.
Yeah. I also think...
Which is such a symbol of girlhood in this piece.
It was also really fun, the way they kind of say their own stage directions.
Well, yeah, that's basically Sonia. She's just the...
No, but in the stuff, like, when they're like... Oh, there's one in the song where she's like, I do not like Princess Mary. Where she's like... And I, like, bring myself this air of, like...
There's a lot of, like, and then I blush. And then I turn my head.
And then I do that. Because it's one thing to hear that on an album and be like, okay, I can imagine this.
But often they do something different when they're saying it.
Yeah. So it's like, she'll be standing completely still centre stage, and then she'll be saying, like, and then I run out the room screaming. And it's like, okay. It was, like, really fun to watch.
If this doesn't even get nominated for Olivier's, I will riot in the streets.
If we get even close to the horrors of the 2017 Tonys, I will lose it.
Well, there's no Darren Hansen.
There actually is, because there's a tour.
Yeah, but it's not eligible for Olivier's.
It's eligible for What's on the Stage, but this will be next year's What's on Stage, which is good. I feel like it might... No, okay, good.
Well, because it's the Society of London Theatre. So because of all that, it has to go in A tier.
Really?
S tier. Sorry.
I was going to say... I'm putting mine in S tier. Alright, that's me done. Esme, do your last show that you
I
saw
saw Mrs.
yesterday.
Doubtfire yesterday. It was not the worst thing I've seen on a Shaftesbury stage. That's
But you've seen amateur on Shaftesbury stage.
Yeah, love the theatre. It was kind of weird being there. Like, I kept expecting to see those people I know. It's like, I can't expect this person I kind of don't like to be there. But in D tier, it has the same issue as a lot of other musicals that are based on stage, based on movies. It feels like we're just doing song because we need to do songs. The guy that they've got playing Doubtfire is very talented, though. That's it. Do we want to share what we're excited about next year for theatre? We can't say Hadestown ABC again.
Titanic.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm excited to finally see Gatsby. Excited to see who they cast.
Yeah, I'm hoping that comes out soonish.
I knew that they were doing auditions recently.
Should have been us.
I ain't doing that. Busy then.
Yeah. What else is...
I'm excited to see what happens with the Oliviers. I feel like they're still... Evita.
I haven't been talking about a lot of stuff. I was saying, I think, and this has more implications for me personally that I can't talk about on this podcast for personal reasons. But I do think Cursed Child is coming to the end of its run.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about this.
We're having a really long debate about Cursed Child.
Yeah.
I think within the next year, my hope is that they start to
merge it.
Yeah, they try and do the shortened one-part version, which I have they're not doing it already.
No, let me check on data. I'm 90% sure it's 2
I'm pretty sure it's still 2 parts, which is too long. 2 acts is...
4 acts of J.K. Rowling's fanfic.
Listen, let's not talk about J.K. Rowling fanfic.
There's also another show that I was highlighting of, like, you might be coming to an end of your run.
Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's still 2 parts.
Yeah.
How's it selling? Because my understanding is it's not selling great.
Still selling annoyingly well.
I think it's a tourist thing.
This is like a random day in February. It's like pretty
kind of
full.
annoying.
I can see Back to the Future coming to an end of its run because it's always on Today Takes Daily Drops. Like, it's probably there right now. Tina Turner is. Phantom is.
Lovely. Let's go.
£109.
Let's go.
Bitch, we just bought it.
This isn't London theatre or anything.
Yeah.
Kind of is. I'm excited for Broadway Mincemeat. I want to see what's happening.
I'm so intrigued to see how Americans are going to receive it, because
I'm thinking, what else are we excited
I think
about?
the Oliviers are going to be really interesting to watch this year, because there's been a lot of stuff. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm excited for
whatever the Barbican decide to do is that summer show.
We should go to the Barbican. I feel like we should go to the Barbican.
They do £10 tickets. We can get £10 tickets.
We should do Matilda's £10 tickets.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Talking about it for years.
Yeah, literally. We were literally talking about it.
Let's graduate uni and then go see Matilda.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited, but I feel like theatre's on the up again. I think that, in a weird way, this Hadestown news...
There's been I'm still so confused there was that many people in that queue.
It seems like a very good thing.
Yeah. Although I do forget how hard the British ride for Eva Noblezada.
She's our girl.
Well, because, Sean Trottle went to go see The Great Gatsby and was like, I didn't really like it, but Eva Noblezada's the reason why this blog exists.
Yeah.
It's like, you talk to people in real life and they'll tell you how much they loved that production and her in it. And so I think a large part of everyone being it is just like they just want to see her on the London stage again.
Yeah, can't blame them.
I mean, when did we get
tickets?
Under the Shields! Under the Shields! I don't know, I'm excited to see where theatre goes. I'm sure there'll be a ton of more nonsense. And I'm excited to see the updates for Andrew Webber's new musical.
Oh yeah, with Bruno Major.
With our friend Bruno Major.
Wake up, babe. Ethan Slater's ex-wife's essay about her divorce just dropped. Well, what is she saying?
Sorry?
How does my divorce make you feel? As a therapist, I try to keep my personal life private.
She's a therapist?
Yeah. A clinical psychologist in perinatal mental health and child development.
Fuck off!
Aww.
Have the Broadway Beat tweeted out best day ever again?
No. Wait, I'm really trying to read this, but she's talking a lot about her therapy.
There's an article in the car.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love articles in the car. Is it just sad?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Dr. Lily Jane. No one called her doctor when it was all popping off.
My partner was on a different path, in which social media and exposure were not impediments, but rather necessities.
But it's kind of true.
I just want to know if he cheated.
During my pregnancy, I never felt happier nor more aware of how precocious happiness could be.
She had preeclampsia?
Jesus Christ.
Ethan.
Even as people from my past have reached out to me to say they saw my face in a tabloid, my patients have remained silent. She doesn't really talk about specifics.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was a psychologist.
I love her.
Watson Stage have confirmed that it's a Shakespeare flag. I'm excited for more Andy bullshit. He seems quite unhinged at the moment.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, I don't... Merry Christmas, everybody, if you celebrate
Merry
Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Fox News. I'm so glad that we said that. Thank you for putting up with our bullshit this year. More to come in the new year. Tick, tick, boom. Yeah, it'll make sense if we do take it because we did Red last January.
Yeah. Keep the theme going.
Keep the theme. Keep the good times coming. We are going to redo some episodes, but
yeah,
it's like Hamilton and Phantom and probably Hadestown.
Yeah.
So yeah, speak to you all next year because we'll have no more episodes.
Thank God. We're free.
I'm tired.
For 2 weeks we're free.
Free now. Anyway, bye-bye.